Welcome to the Diren Kartal show.
Wicked. Guys, welcome to another episode. I'm here with the boys. We've got a special guest today.
Who the fuck is making that noise? Can we start again, please?
No, just carry on. This is good.
Get that arm. Can you not do that under the table?
I'm thirsty, man.
No, leave it on. James, get your fucking hands off the table.
Wait, what happens with hands on the table?
It makes a horrible noise.
Today we've got...
Is this Vox Pod? Is shit, bro.
No, seriously, today we've got a special guest. We've got Mr. Jade Alexander. The man that... Hey, do you know how many inboxes we get going, what's happened to Jade?
He died.
He died. Just
Where?
a new one now.
Where?
Died and moved to heaven.
What happened?
Moved up to the Midlands, didn't I, mate?
He's still not on social media. Why
The man just called the Midlands heaven.
Yeah. You're in the Cotswolds, on it?
Yeah.
Why, have you never visited?
I've never got a fucking invite, bruv. Have you ever got an invite?
Do you know what's mad? He went to Ibiza. Did we get invited?
No, we didn't.
I never got that.
What happened? What happened? Not one person.
I went on 4 days' notice.
Right, where's the invite?
Yeah, where was the invite?
Turns
Does
out
it look like we all got 9 to 5s?
Nah, I went with randomers. I didn't even know who I went with.
Shut up.
I got invited by my next door neighbour.
And you
He was
went?
like, yeah, he's like, someone's dropped
So
out.
when
He
we
dropped us
ask
out.
you,
He dropped
so
us
when
out.
your friends ask you to go and you say no, what's that about?
I don't know, I've never been asked by
So
my
wait,
friends.
is this...
He always asks me quite a lot.
Is this another situation where someone else got your flight again?
Wow. Yeah.
It was. I knew it.
Man just goes
During
on.
the flight was only £50, man. So
Bruv,
relax.
alright, let me tell you now. Did we tell that story before?
Yes, we have.
We have, innit?
Well, yeah, Diren paid. Darren was giving it Jane Bow, right? Darren was like, Jade, I paid for your flight to get here, right? And me and Ali were like, oh shit, like that. You must have dropped like 4 or 5.
I did.
Pound, bro.
No, it wasn't £50. No, I didn't do it. No. I was bantering Jade. I was like, Jade was like, he's not coming. I really wanted Jade to come because like, Jade brings good energy, bruv. He's a cunt, but he brings good energy. He brings good energy, bruv. It's true. So I was like, all right, let me get the flight. I don't remember exactly
Jonas
what
Blue?
it was. Jonas Blue, yeah. And then he was like, dude, I'm going to pay you the money back. I was like, I don't care. I don't want it. So randomly he sent me 50 quid. I was like, Jade, it was like £300, cuz. Take the money back.
I have like a
Depreciation,
I have a golden rule with this kind of stuff. You can't brag about buying flights unless they're business.
He opened up the can and drank.
Mad.
Ain't it mad? Like me, if someone's like, do you want a can of Red Bull? I'd be like, nah, it's dirty. But I'll have a sugar-free one and eat a whole bag of Tang Fastics.
What about grenade can? Grenade. That's mine.
Right, to be fair,
job is done.
last time Alima did this pod, bruv, you got a good gig out of it.
What kick did I get?
Guinness.
Oh, yeah.
Did you get out of the pod?
Bruv, yeah.
No, what they did, right?
No,
is
it's
that
Jade.
they screenshotted parts of the podcast, and then they asked me to build the greatest pub. Lad Bible did, and they said, "Can you get 2 friends?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know." Just
Did you struggle there, mate?
I did. I have none. So I was like, "Fuck it, Diren and Sven," and they had a picture of Diren and Sven.
I was actually really impressed with that Lad Bible piece because usually when people post on there, it gets loads of views.
Nah, they didn't even tag in it. They don't do that.
No,
they're
mate.
a bit weird, isn't
I
it?
just got paid, bruv. Come.
Yeah.
Wait, Alima, didn't that shot company thing you as well?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Sort of
Mate,
slagging it off.
I look at. I don't know.
How did that Vanquish company feel about you never wearing their stuff unless it's for a post?
I always wear it. Hey, VQ, man. I love you.
Smith, how's Europe?
Tiring.
Why?
Mate, it's just weddings, yeah. Stressful. But mate, I actually got fucking bummed a little bit.
By who?
Holden's wedding. Yeah. You know Holden?
Yeah.
He's like my mate, he's a little bit crazy.
Scariest guy I've ever met.
I think everyone's met him here. No?
I've
Yeah,
met,
yeah.
Mate, the accommodation, he
Loose.
sold it to me as like, you got your own space, you got your own kitchen, you got a little, bruv, it was called Le Pigeonnier. Yeah. It was a former pigeon house. Inside there's like a bed. It's all nice, but bro, it was 40 degrees the week before. There's no windows and no aircon, no fans. So on my first night at a wedding, I fucking from the top floor pushed the mattress down and slept by the front door.
No, you didn't.
I had to. It was the only way I could breathe or get fresh air.
Jesus Christ.
So and 4 nights.
Me knowing you very well, that is your worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Bro,
Right?
and
I'm surprised
Did
you
you not
didn't
just
leave.
book something else?
well, no, because he said to me, first of all, he called it glamping. And then I saw the tents and it fucking looked like a concentration camp. I'll shit you not, right? It was a really nice venue, but the tents were just like 2 little camper beds with a mattress. Looked like a limo when he moved out.
For 2 years.
But hey, I just look at it.
But-
A man doesn't need much. What can I say?
And I was like, how much is the glamping? It was like £330 for 4 nights. And I was like, considering we're an hour and a half inland from Bordeaux, which isn't an expensive area, and there's fucking its own private chateau estate, I was like, it's probably quite nice. It wasn't. And then the accommodation was a bit shit. I paid £550 for 4 nights sleeping on a mattress on the floor.
So it was a shit
I'd be
wedding.
fuming.
No, the wedding was good.
Mate,
but
he's lying, brother. It was a shit wedding.
I married them.
Oh, really?
I got ordained for 12 quid.
Fuck off.
Yeah, you get ordained online for 12 quid.
Sorry,
What's
hold
the
on.
test yet? Do you have to be?
This
do I have
man
to
will do anything to be in front of people. It's the biggest audience he's ever been in front of.
Man did the priest.
wait. Were you told to do a best man speech or anything?
Well, no, this is it.
Okay.
So he gave the best man speech to Perry.
Okay.
And then let you marry him off, so they're not properly married.
No, I got ordained for 12 quid.
what-
Anything
what-
online
what's-
online these days.
Yeah, you could do it online.
What's
mate.
an odd? What's
What? And you reckon some guy who says he believes in a fucking made-up character in the sky has got more power than me? Shut up. Shut up. So then,
So anyway, yeah. So
but no, it was tiring, man. It's pretty first fucking world problem to come back from 4 holidays and say I'm tired.
But how? Everyone here has like a routine in their life, and routine is obviously very important. And we all know Jade loves his routine, which is why he never comes to fucking London.
Hey, it's important to have a routine when you've got 3 hours of work to do every day.
Do you miss the routine?
Yeah, and to be fair, I'm just excited to go back to Australia. I can be left the fuck alone.
is that it? What's wrong with England?
Yeah. What's wrong
What's
with England?
wrong with England?
All your close friends are here, bro.
Yeah.
And Ali.
It's 'cause oh, you know what it is, dude? It's because all them Australian man lick James's bum, bro.
Yeah, that's
and when
exactly
he's here,
what
we
it is.
blast him, blood. That's why they talk to us, bro.
It's a bit
Come here, come this way.
it's a bit grey here, isn't it? And like, you know, people just all look miserable here. It rubs off on me.
Look at us smiling, bro.
Yeah, but you're not people.
Okay, fair enough.
Like, I just prefer it there. I wake up, have a swim in the sea. Your fucking best case scenario in London is waking up, going Gales, and there being an almond croissant left.
That's true, you know.
That's the only way you can start a day in London.
But you have good jiu-jitsu, like.
Yeah, but
I hear
yeah,
jiu-jitsu in Australia is a bit weak, bro.
No.
Lima done jiu-jitsu 2 weeks.
6 months, 2 weeks. I'm a killer.
Yeah,
I'm a killer now, blood.
So he's got his like first stripe. He's talking about his blue belt. I'm like, chill, bro.
I'm just saying, I look at people's necks and I'm just like, bro, I could just.
it's basically if you
Mo Farah moving mad, bro. Mo Farah lost 4 kilos and moving mad.
What a great thing, though, to lose.
Yeah, mate, you
kilos.
look healthier.
I feel healthy.
You look
like
healthy.
British culture is living in a place that's all right, so you can make good money and be in a rat race to go places that are fucking sick. Australia to me is a place where you don't need to go on holiday because you like your life more. I drink less, I do drugs less, I enjoy myself more, and I'm more productive.
That's true. That's fair enough. That's fair enough for you.
Like
I felt the
cocaine in
opposite.
London, you come here, you're like, oh, to enjoy myself, I've got to eat food or drink. There's nothing
Yeah.
you can do in London. You're not going to go rock climbing in fucking Canary Wharf, are you, with the boys? You're not. You're like, let's go Soho House. You're like, we should have a couple. Then you're sinking a few Negronis. Then someone's fucking punching out, get a bounce in. And you're like, fuck, I can't do this for 50 years.
Sounds like that happened a few months ago.
Yeah, so what you're saying in Australia, you wake up every morning, you're like, I have something to do that I don't need anything.
Yeah,
for
like
that
you'll get a
hard.
text at like 9 p.m. and the boys are like, sunrise dip, 6 a.m. Everyone's got work and shit. We go do that. Then come back. If we go with the missus, you know, if I want sexy time, it's in the shower, like between the dip and going to work because I ain't really got, now I'm 30 plus, man. I don't like having sex after 2 p.m.
After
Daytime
2
thing.
Yeah, it's-
Daytime thing.
What about nighttime thing? A little
Nah,
snack.
you
I'm
go to
tired,
bed,
babe.
man.
Yeah, I'm tired. I'll
Go
see
to
you in the
bed.
morning.
So that,
I remember the back
that
then.
Australian lifestyle is great, obviously. You're saying all that. What's it like in Seven Sisters, Ali?
Hey, Ali, tell me-
Ali, are you still
hey,
at
tell
home?
me what happened
Bro,
in the
he's still
morning,
at
Ali,
home.
bro.
He's
Hold
still
on, can someone just clarify? Is that where he lives or has he got some incest thing?
No,
going on?
no.
Seven Sisters in there in North London.
North
It's
London.
hood.
Have you
said
been
he's-
there?
You said he's in his 7 sisters.
Imagine James then walking around in Seven Sisters.
Oh my God.
Oh my days, bro. He would
Mate.
get robbed.
This is
The
it.
economy could do with it.
Take it. You need it. You need it.
Good luck.
Bro, do you know what it is? I love the area, you know.
Says
You know when I
someone.
come to
You're
like
not like
Southwest.
Diren, are you?
No, but when I come, bro, Diren come to the gym the other day to train with me.
No, he didn't.
He just looked at a place. He looked at a place.
Because I'm out of shape.
What? Because he's not Hoodman anymore.
Nah, he's
Not
not.
at all.
He's lost it.
To be fair,
Well,
you
hold
know-
on. Why is Jade talking? He's like,
He's like, yeah, he's like,
no,
yeah.
he's not at all.
I recognise whiteness when I see it.
Just because I live in SW and I've got a house membership now.
About time, bro. I
Mashallah.
thought they didn't like Turkish people.
Bruv, it's mad how
How
it's
you
mad
applied
how,
for
it's
years,
mad
bro.
how the black guy got it in 2 weeks, bruv.
Mate, I'm just saying they need.
I told you,
diversify.
180 house. That's yours.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Ali, you say like, oh, I really like the area. I'm sure people that wear Hublot watches think that before they buy an AP.
Jesus.
He's bantering me.
Like, I used to love economy. It was fine. Now I'm not going back.
But Ali, truthfully, right? Like, let's say for me, I have me kids and stuff like that. I've got out at Seven Sisters Station and I've walked through. And when I walk through, people are like, "Who's that? Who's that?" Do you know what I mean? And I feel it. And I feel like I have to be ready. So my face is down and I've got to look like I'm from up the road, like from fucking Tottenham. Do you know what I mean? To get through there. When I get out of fucking Putney, man, a big smile on my face, me kids running in front of me, not a bother. Do you not feel like that's, like, I know you say you love it, but do you not want to?
Well,
At least
to be
high
honest
level
with you,
doesn't get eye contact.
no, to be honest with you, my aim is to move out to Hertfordshire way.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably in a couple of years I want to move out to Hertfordshire way, man.
What's in Hertfordshire?
Like it's
Greenland,
you
bro.
can, you can definitely get so I just literally just bought a house, so I'm moving in next week.
Where
right?
are you moving to?
No, where I'm in Enfield. Yeah. So you can get so much more for your money, and it's more quiet. And it's more
What,
quiet.
Enfield?
What?
No, Hertfordshire.
Oh, sorry.
Bro, you know how expensive Tottenham is now?
Tottenham is expensive.
I know. They have that, what's it called? Walthamstow Village as well. They have that coming up there.
Yeah, they've got a new
Can
one in
I,
Tottenham
can I
Hill.
just interject, like, and tell me if I'm wrong, right? The idea of spending, how much was the house, if you don't mind me asking?
400?
1,000.
That's his second home, bro.
Yeah, and that's
I
fine.
think.
And that's fine.
Second?
But like, the idea of putting, like, for me at the moment, if I had 400 grand spare, sure. But the idea of tying into, like, I would never take a loan for that kind of money to what, live somewhere. And everyone's like, oh, it's a waste of money if you rent. I'm like, I don't think it is. I'm like, sure, if you can afford it, do it. But I think so many people put so much on spending 400 grand. Like, who's really going to be paying that off?
But I say in this way, like, I've after buying my house and putting my thing in Putney. If I rented that now, so I know what my mortgage is every month, I can double that if I rent it right now. So for me, what I put in, like I put in quite a bit at the start. In 3 years' time, that's me in the black.
But you put in like a considerable amount up front.
Yeah.
You're earning good money. And also, say you get like you're also making this bet based on your current trajectory and your growth and like the linear stuff. Yeah. A lot of people...
Linear.
Oh, this linear thing.
Sorry.
There's a thing, don't worry.
But like a lot of people haven't got your prospects and they're putting down the bare minimum to get on a property ladder thinking that's the future. And they're now getting like interest rates that are hiking up. And even with all the current state of the economy, parents were saying to their kids, you need to buy a house. And
Go on.
and it could be, I just think the message towards people could be a bit...
I think the parents do it because I think they want our safety in it. So like to be safe, they're like, let's guarantee you by you getting a house so you're not homeless, innit?
But I'd say it this way as well. Inflation happens every year, and your money just turns into money is printing every year. So if you don't own things or you're not investing in things, then it's just a waste.
Using it.
I agree
waste.
with that. But in Australia, for instance, I think in the last 50 years, the cost of the average house versus the average income is 4-fold or 6-fold. So when their parents are saying to them, buy a house, houses equivalent to the salary then were 6 times cheaper.
Yeah.
So they'd pay off their house in 3 years.
Yeah.
Now in the UK, you're lucky if you pay it off in 30.
But the thing is, you don't have to pay it off. This is the part of the renting. This is the part where you rent. So like even for me now, my goal, I've got this first one. Next one, I'm going to buy a 3-bedroom house where I live, like with a garden and stuff in Putney as well. So I need to get
For you.
for me and the kids, so they can run out back garden. So I need to get like 800 to $1 million for that. So that's my next goal. But then as soon as I get that, I'm going to rent out the other place. That'll pay off. It's just kind of
Easy,
You don't
it's
want to
just-
pay it off.
but
Your mortgage rate, you should never pay off your mortgage
that's what
early.
I'm
You
saying.
take the maximum term
This is what I'm
because the lending that you get against that large sum is at such a small percentage that any overages that you would pay, you should put into an investment greater than the interest rate that you're paying.
So what if when you go like interest only and stuff, like what's that about?
So you can't, if you're going interest only, you have to have a lot of money in the bank.
Okay.
You have to have a lot of money. So you can only go interest only if you can prove at the end of the term
This is not
that
financial
you can
advice.
pay back that you can pay back the house value. So
Here's
people
one
always
more
go
thing. I'm just
repayment.
going to throw it in there.
Yeah, go.
People making these bets on their mortgages like they're going to live for another 50 years.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
And I think that can be a gamble in itself.
But the reason why I'm doing it is because I in my head I'm like, I've got Leah, and when my daughter's 18 years of age, I can go, I have that place in Putney, you can fucking stay there. And then I'm going to get another one, I'm going to go Esme, and then I've got four kids that
you
are
got
here.
kids,
So you
yeah.
need
I'm
7
gonna go,
houses.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So that's my goal, get 7, so I can go, hey, I've got something there for you.
Ali, with 400 grand, you could have got like a nice backdrop for your content.
You should have bought a
I was
doll's house
waiting
for
for
10
Smith
quid.
to-
Or like a proper camera, and then you could have 4 mil in a few years.
All right, to be fair, Ali's content.
It's come up, bro.
No, it hasn't.
No,
You're not even on
on
Instagram.
socials,
Exactly,
bruv.
I know.
Ali, man, I'm proud of you because you were copying Diren's content like Diren was copying James's. Man, it just,
Yeah, a bit like what Alima was doing. I'm not gonna say it. 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 I'm not just like some spiritual. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say
Hey, to be fair, Ali's content's a bit like a Lad Bible piece. It should be getting more views.
I thought our lad Bible piece was fine.
No, I think it's good. It just like, why they hid it from their own algorithms, I don't know.
It's kind of a. You know what?
To be fair, it is mad that they talk about Guinness on the biggest day that people talk about Guinness is what day? St.
Patrick's Day.
Exactly. So it's a bit weird they did it then, don't you reckon?
I don't know. I just let it happen, and
Yeah, you can be like that when you got paid.
Yeah.
But there are other people that were using that as a step up.
yeah.
Spend
Sven thought I was going to change his life. What? Sven thought I was going to change his life.
Oh, he's having the greatest time.
My first Lad Bible tag got me 75,000 followers in a week, 38,000 on the day.
I remember that. That was the one that you were getting a bit of abuse for as well, right?
You always do with Lad Bible, don't you?
No, the first one was like a piece they did on me. It was a little
got
bit of abuse.
75,000. You got
New followers in a week, 38,000 on the
You're
first day.
joking.
So I was at in a cafe in Sydney, and manager messaged me. He goes, "What the fuck's happening?" Every time I refresh my Insta, there was another 1,000 followers, and it's just. And he goes, "Oh, don't worry, it's just Lad Bible." And then the second time, I got abused for having a mustache,
Yeah.
doing a reacts, and then the last time, I don't even look at the comments to be honest, because like I called up that guy. The guy left a shitty comment, so I called him up.
You cold.
Yeah, do you not see this?
Yeah, I saw it.
Like, so basically,
I
a
must have
a guy said you should give your money away. It's making you weak. You're getting fat. That's what happens to people that have got money or something like that. So I go on his PT page. He's made 2 posts. So
They're so
I look
easy
at
to find
I look
as
at his
well.
name, and then I put his name into LinkedIn. Then I find his full name. So then I search his full name and find his, find his personal account. And then he had his phone number on his like PT page. So I was getting a taxi across London. I was like, I'm gonna call this guy. So I just called him up, and he actually sounds like a really nice guy. He absolutely folded. Hold on.
No, he's not. He's a prick.
No, but
Do
he
you know
sounded
what?
like a nice
It
guy.
is, isn't it? When you call, I used to call people out to fight them all the time back in, like, you know, yeah.
You see their true colours.
Yeah,
you
they
see their
change.
true colours.
They think you're all soft.
I
until
did
they're-
that and the
yeah,
police
you know what
called
I mean?
me.
It's really,
Yeah, they did, yeah. It was in lockdown, they called.
Hi, is this Adrian?
Speaking.
Yeah, it's James Smith. You just left a nasty comment on one of my posts.
Oh, hello, James. I'm very sorry.
I'm very sorry.
You know, I'm very honored to get a call from you.
You little bitch, Adrian. You little bitch.
Folded straight
What seems
away.
to be the issue here? Because, you know, you
I
don't...
was, mate, I was just taking the piss. I
No,
didn't mean to
no,
offend
it
you
wasn't,
at all.
bruv.
All right, you know, you're a personal trainer. We're in, you know, the same avenue of work. When I see a comment like that, I just think, you know, is it needed? What can I do
It's
to
not
that?
needed. Sorry. James, to be perfectly honest with you, I was using you for gratuitous entertainment, and I apologise.
No, you know what he was using?
Adrian, you're a pussy, old bro.
The way
You're good at Seven Sisters. You're good at Seven Sisters. I tell you that.
It's mad because if you didn't answer that or you got upset by that, he would have been kind of proud of himself. And as soon as you like hotted him up,
To be fair, when I called him, I was going to go in. And
Well,
then
you
if
did
it
it
was
right.
too much. And then I was like, no,
Well,
let's
you
go.
were filming. And he's like, don't.
to be fair, Smith's quite smart with that. He's not.
Yeah,
he's
he's
never
calculated.
really that aggressive. He's quite
He's
media
calculated.
trained.
He's calculated.
Like,
He's
media
very
trained.
media trained.
Media trained, isn't
Man,
he? Media
you see
trained.
him? You see him when he's on TV? yes, so this guy is good.
But you imagine, right? And this is something that really kind of annoys me about. Right, so we'll get into it. You know
take that from me, bro.
You know the LGBTQ plus whatever.
Yeah.
Can I get out of this one real quick?
No. But I'm
Man's
saying.
trying to still get ads.
Oh, shh.
I need tissue, bruv.
Can we
Hey,
get
Jade, I beg you grab that quickly. Sorry, brother. I can't go. Nothing. Alima just poured something on
He
him.
rotted, though.
Hey, Alima,
Yeah?
I'm not involved in this podcast.
Hey, we're splitting the bill if something happens.
Did you hear when James said LBG, I says, let
No,
me
no,
just
this-
back out. I'm only messing.
It's-
All right, it's good.
It didn't go down the hole. It's
didn't
just
go
a
down
little
the
No,
hole.
it
split.
didn't go down.
And it'll only cut out Diren's mic anyway.
Yeah, it's calm.
How much from the mixers cost?
The other day, someone spelled in here, and it was like Fern Cotton's podcast, and then she's like, "Wait, this table's smoking," and it just came up and
Seriously, yeah?
No, sorry about that. Yeah.
Oh, this seems so bad.
It's all good, yeah. Let's leave it in the podcast, though. It's good.
No flames.
Yeah.
Fern Cotton.
Cheers. Thanks for that. It's all right.
Legend.
Thank you.
This is actually going to be quite an interesting point. I'm not going to.
What is it? LG what?
I'll tell you in a sec.
LGBTQ.
It's got a 2 in it now.
All good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
2. How's it got 2 in it?
L what?
Give it to
starts
Jade.
smoking. Give me.
Yeah, we'll do, of course. I give you a tissue
3,
to Jade.
2, 1.
Yeah.
Well, this is what I was saying about the whole LGBTQ things, right? I'm a white, heterosexual, male, whatever. And I'd say,
White privilege.
oh yeah,
I just love.
What
I
is
see
it?
the- I
What
see
does
the-
LGB? What does it mean?
lesbian, gay, bi, transsexual,
I thought it meant Latino
Q
gal.
for queer, all of these things. So
Latino gal. Have you seen that trend?
let's say
on TikTok?
on a good day, 40% of people that come across me fucking hate me. But as long as 60% of people like me, that's okay. But now, if I was to become gay, transsexual, whatever it is, why is there an expectation that 100% of people should be accepting and love me? Because I don't get that being straight and white and heterosexual.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I think there's, suddenly, right, if 5% of people, let's say someone who's trans or someone that's gay is marginalized by 5%, I'm like, bro, that's me on a good day. So people need to, get some reality in the space of things. Like people go, how do you deal with criticism? Anyone, everyone. 100%. People rip the fuck out of Epictetus, out of, Marcus Aurelius, out of all these people, Plato. People said they were fucking idiots and morons, yet what they said 2,000 years ago still goes true. So it just annoys me that someo's like, how dare you not accept me? How dare you, marginalize me? I'm like, that's going to happen.
It's because in their majority of their lifetime, they've been hiding. So there's almost like this thing that's built up now where it's their opportunity to be like,
Yeah.
And
It's like me, though. It's like me. Like, I'm a demigod. So sometimes people are like angry at me because I'm like
explain to people what a demigod is.
Basically, I can eat what I want. 6-pack just stays. I'm faster than everybody, stronger than everybody.
I'm like that.
Wait, Darren said he's
mad.
much
taller than
faster
everybody.
I'm much faster than you, man.
Hey, he's got linear speed.
But let's say quick, so you being black, right?
Yeah.
If anyone listening,
Loads of
watch it on
people hate
YouTube.
me
No,
already.
not loads, but you're going to have to accept
Yeah.
there is going to be some
100%.
small-minded people who will just never accept you. And you go, do you know what?
Because I'm winning.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
I never think about it.
And I think that when you look at, other people, they need to just accept that. Like for me trying to chase those people in the Lab Bible comments and convert them is such a waste of good energy.
Massively.
And if someone wanted some good advice for mental health, appreciate a third of people you meet aren't going to like you.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
I do say it, like, because I'm black, we already know there's like an Aryan Brotherhood who just will not like me for the rest of my life. But like, how's that going to stop me? Or sometimes I post something like, let's say back in the day, I used to post stuff with wigs on. And I'd get abuse, like, you know what I mean? And I'd be getting DMs of abuse and stuff like that. But it doesn't matter to me because it's making me fucking laugh. Do you know what I mean? So you just...
If you play Premiership football, you've got how many Prem teams are there?
Yeah, the abuse you're getting.
How many teams are there? 12?
20 in the Prem.
You play for Arsenal, 19 Premiership fucking clubs. So
gonna
fans hate
hate
you.
you. Oh my
You know what I mean?
God.
That's millions of people. They're going to hate you just for the
if you're
team
a
you play
goalkeeper,
for.
every game you play, you're going to get abused from the away stand.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You
Oh, man, that
get
must
abused.
be hard.
Do you know what I mean?
Especially if you're a black player playing in Russia.
Right, see, this
Well,
what
they
I
were
mean.
throwing bananas at
Mate,
players.
Balotelli, when I went to...
Name drop.
Yeah, sorry, lads. Mario took us to AC Milan versus Inter Milan when I was in Milan one time, and he wasn't playing. But we went and we sat down. I think we sat down in the, like the players' bit. The fucking fans, while he was sitting on the fucking while we were sitting there, the fans started fucking shouting shit to him, race, and we left around 68 minutes in the game. Just went out the back because he went to AC Milan and used to play for Inter. And we left like 68 minutes in. He was getting a fucking crowd, and I was looking up at the crowd. I'm black as well.
Yeah.
So we're all sitting there and we're just looking up at fucking a
lot of
load
people.
of fucking
Thousands.
Inter fans just fucking giving fucking.
Yeah.
What's it called when you put people in great
And look
numbers?
at Jade smile, bro. Smile.
Yeah.
Did you hear what I said about the Aryan Brotherhood? That just sounded like black people.
He's been dyeing his hair brown for ages. It's mad though, like when you think.
How did Balotelli feel when he left though? Was he upset? Was he triggered? Did he care?
Do you know what? I think deep down inside, of course, he
all
has.
care a little
But I think he's over it because the amount he gets. Like I comment something on his, and I get it. Do you know what I mean? On his. So Jesus, could you imagine his DM?
Have you seen where he is now? Playing football.
Turkey.
Yeah, bro, they love him, you know.
Of course they do, bro.
They love him.
Alima posted a comment on one of his things. They said, Alima, come to Besiktas.
They thought he was a footballer.
So for anyone that don't know, Smith, what you wouldn't know this either is Turkish fans, they're very good at convincing players to go play in Turkey. So they would, if like a team has an interest of a player, they would go on their socials, hundreds of thousands of them would comment on their posts, come to Besiktas, come, like thousands, bro. And they started doing it to him. They don't even know he's a dead baller, bro. He's just big and black. Bro, he's just big and black.
But they must have seen his goal with Farrak FC. The head up.
One goal on that post, bro. Man played up for 3 years, bro. Scored 1 goal in 58 games, bro.
But like back to that point a little bit. This is something I do, but there's loads of authors that I really like. Yeah, I sometimes go to their 1-star review. Oh, we forget. I look at their 1-star reviews and see the amount of hate they get. Yeah. So someone like Ryan Holiday, who's one of the best authors ever, you look at his 1-star reviews and you start to go, I get this. People hating on Ross Edgley in his book reviews. Yeah. I'm like, he's the nicest guy ever.
He is.
They're just.
But what are they hating on him or the book?
Bro, sometimes
still him though, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's if they don't like the book, they're allowed.
No, but they're ripping into him and his character. Or even someone gave Ant Middleton a 1-star review because the book came damaged. And I'm like, bro, you do know he didn't post it. Yeah. Like there are some people out there that literally get a kick from that. Like that guy, right? He's a PT, he's got a dead end, probably life. No offense to him. You can say no offense when you rip someone.
Yeah, fuck him.
And that's his one thing that makes him happy.
Pussy.
Say you said you went and looked at that, right? Is that because you needed some reassurance to be like, it's okay to feel like that?
Nah, like
because he got a lot of 1-star reviews.
No, well you do. That's the thing. But then again,
I don't look at anything.
But imagine this: if
You didn't write it.
You did right.
But you, so
Liam was sitting next to his
both my
ghostwriter.
books average 5 stars, but yet there's still hundreds of 1-star comments. But it's so hard for you to look at that. And then when I see a 1-star review, and I'm like, you do have to take criticisms a bit, not all of them, because you do need to be in touch with reality. If you don't listen, imagine like Jade goes to his bosses in a job, which we don't know what he does.
Still,
Like
Insurance claim.
yeah.
you need to take those things into account. I'll tell you what, someone actually had a go at me the other day for not using my lapel microphone, and then I was like, I've got the block, and then I've got a clip, and I was like, he's a cunt for trying to rip me, but I was like, he's got a point.
Yeah.
So like, there are times you want to do it, but with the book stuff, they're always just going to people are going to buy it on Amazon and just give you a bad review.
But again, it's always easier for them to write that review there instead of if it was to say it to your face, they'll be
Never
like, you know
to your
what?
face.
That was
And
all
how
right.
easy is it to hide? How easy is it to hide these days? And so you know the football hooligans that were chanting at Balotelli, you got 30,000 people. What they say that Balotelli ain't going to walk in past all them and grab him. Yeah. But the same on social media. If you've got 1 million followers, sorry, none of you do, you won't know. Sorry, which platform? And if you have 1 million followers, it's like having a crowd of 1 million people shouting abuse at you. There's one person in there screaming it because he thinks he's invisible, surrounded by the other 1 million.
Yeah,
Majority of the time is Jade with his fake accounts, probably. Isn't it?
It's on the racial comments, so I get it's fucking definitely Jade.
Have you got any fake accounts?
No.
Nothing.
No.
You've been more productive since.
Yeah, way more productive.
Really?
Well, used to be, but now I love to scroll through YouTube.
YouTube.
really?
Yeah, I watch
YouTube
YouTube
is-
instead of TV.
Yeah.
Premium,
it's
yeah,
great
you got
fun,
premium,
yeah.
right?
It's the way I think it's going. Premium was a big thing for me. I said to Diren for 6 months, mate, just get
No,
premium.
he's lying, bro. I had it and then I convinced him to get it.
Yeah, right.
But
Well,
then
you didn't have premium.
No, I didn't.
What's
I
premium?
was never on it.
16.
Wait, what did you say, Ali?
What's premium?
YouTube Premium's not, you know what it is. Yeah?
But do you know what's killing me a bit now at the moment? You might agree with this.
Your content?
Netflix. The Netflix and Disney and that, they're going woke.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
even with characters.
Wait, did you
and-
see that film Eternal?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my God, how did they tried to tick every box? They
Yeah,
had like the
yeah.
black guy
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
to Mexican.
dead film.
They just tried to like
Every fam-
the gay.
Yeah,
gay
it's
What I
dead.
find
they
mad
just tried
is
to
they're
tick
like
every box.
they're doing it because they want to be inclusive, but you've got to do it in the ratio of people in the world, right?
Yeah.
The reason that more white people are in more things is because there are more white people in the world. If
In the Western
is
world.
true.
In the Western world.
or in the Western world,
This
sorry.
guy is racist.
Right.
bro.
Well, how many white people in Africa, man?
Is China not the biggest population of people?
No. What he's saying is, I think in America, in the
I'm only
UK,
messing.
it's like 11%. I think 11% of
Yeah.
people technically are like, I could have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 10% black in
So
the
then-
Yeah, but
UK.
if you put a minority but balance out in movies so they're in every single thing, then you're actually creating a bias towards the minority and not the marginalized group.
Yeah, so
I
what?
get what you mean,
So
yeah.
like, let's say,
Hey, Turkish man, we gotta get this guy after. Bro.
Bruv, you're right, bruv. We're not black. We're not white. We're
Yeah, I'm
Diren-
not-
Well, you're
Diren's
not
right.
with me then.
I'm
If you're not with me, you're against me. Bro.
like, let's say 5% of people are gay or lesbian, right? So let's say that's 2.5% per couple. That means
So
that,
should we 2.5% them in films?
no, but that's probably
That's what you're saying.
that's probably how they have been portrayed before.
Yeah.
But now it's 25, 30%, 50%. And also now,
too quickly.
unless you're trans, you can't play a trans person in films and stuff. So if you have a character who's trans,
not
which you are getting, you're not allowed. So the trans community have said you're not allowed to play us trans because we need a trans person in that role.
Mad, isn't it?
Have you watched
shit,
Have you
I
watched
didn't know.
Tropic Thunder?
Oh, great.
Your man
movie.
played the best black person I've ever seen. Robert
Robert
Downey
Downey
Jr.
Unreal. Actors can't be actors anymore for roles that aren't
Is that it?
to their
Is
particular.
that true?
demographic.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
it's true. So
Yeah,
then
yeah.
they're like, no, you can't do that.
Why can't they? Who are they? Who's anybody to say it's acting? Huh?
Yeah, because we got an actor in the room.
Yes, you do. Hi, I'm Paul Oliva.
All right, let's say you got two roads ahead of you. One acting career, I've one director career.
Director, 100%.
Oh yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah, I don't like hearing these mixed signals.
I'm not surprised
Right?
either because he's a shit actor.
Well done, Jade.
About a month ago, I messaged Lima. I go, why didn't you take me out episode on TikTok?
Oh, 1000%.
Do you know what it is? It's because I know, see when you post content, I know you post stuff like, and you show your person. I just want to post videos.
You got all lights on Take Me Out.
Did you?
You had 32 women in front of you all go, I want a bit of that demigod. And you kept that off content.
Because it's not a skit. That's
It
what I mean.
is.
It's not a skit.
32 women keeping their lights on is a bit of a joke.
30. But it's not a skit, isn't it?
Nah, you know, if
I'd rather like film like somebody fall and must fall, you know what I mean, and then post that. Because do you know what it is? I always say, and this is one thing about me and social media, I think you have to give a value, and I don't think I give any value by going, oh, here, look at me and look at all these girls. But I do think it's a value of making somebody smile. Like, do you know what I mean? Something like that.
don't worry about taking my advice if you don't want.
Do you know what's mad, right?
Show the camera.
Hey,
Show the
do you
camera
know-
what
do
you
you know-
just
do you
did.
know what's mad about James, right? James was on around 250k and I was around 400 because I ain't moved.
On
much.
TikTok.
And James sends me a message. Race you to 1 million.
But he would have done that. He would have done that after he knew what the.
No. I
he
literally,
was on 250k.
Oh,
I was
okay.
on 400.
I love setting.
and he went, hey,
little, yeah.
Paulie.
I set challenges to people that don't know I'm in them.
But
But I love that. I make up shit in my head. I wake up in the morning going, Alima's going to try and fuck you up. Alima don't care. And I'm there waking up like, what can I do today to beat Alima?
remember that juice? remember that.
Why? What's wrong with you?
I got problems.
Is it as well? I have
Remember that jit skit I said?
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
Remember,
gist
he
skit.
got the one that
You
got,
the one that you got
50
loads of
million.
50 million views.
Yeah, the one that was my idea.
50 million.
But James said that he rang you and you didn't.
What happened? What happened?
Jade
Tell me
filmed
this.
it.
Tell me this. What happened?
So,
Oh, that- yeah, yeah.
basically,
That was
I came
They
up
left
with an
me in
idea.
the dark. Who came up with the idea? Who came up with the idea?
You're in prep.
No, they left me in the dark.
That's why we
and I
couldn't find
got
you.
kicked off.
I told you about James, didn't I?
They left me in the dark.
Diren came up with an idea of like me coming into the jiu-jitsu gym and what's it called again? I take the piss on, I have no respect for anybody, and then they just fuck me up basically. And James, I was like, James, where are you? James was like, oh yeah, I'm lovely, I'm there. It's like, lovely. Jade was there as well. I goes, where's Diren? Oh, he's in fucking prep.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
Gotta do some work.
Yeah, he's got to do some work. I was like, all right, well, let's fucking film it. And then we filmed it.
They left me in the dark, bruv.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not like you to be disorganised.
Shut up. Hey, Shay!
Wait, when does your PA start?
Which one?
Well, yeah.
She's 9 hours in
But
front.
what you said like about the followers and stuff, I'm not going to lie. I never thought I need to get this many followers, this many that. But I thought, why shouldn't I think like that?
You've after upping your game there, because you were slowing down a bit.
But I was like, recently, I was like, why shouldn't I think, why don't I get to 100K before the end of summer
And if
on
not,
TikTok?
just beat Alima to rub it in when you do the next pod.
Yeah.
but this is the thing, Darren.
Yeah.
I do feel like you've after stepping, but I feel like everyone's going to copy you.
They already are.
Oh.
Lucy and Ben are doing it already.
Bro, man went names.
What?
Raw, I just dropped two
What?
names.
I'm not saying anything bad. If you see something good that works, then cool.
You know,
go
you know
copy it.
names, but B-Tech Joseph, Love Island PT. I said to him, stop copying my
Who's this? Who's this?
Exactly. I said to him, you got to stop copying my content. He goes, but bruv, if it's working for you, I'm not going to not copy it, innit?
He said it straight.
What?
I like
Well,
it.
who's this?
What?
Then Nathan from...
Nathan, yeah. But you know what? When I'm dropping names there, take it how you want. I'm not saying anything bad.
Nah, and I'm
You know
saying...
what's mad? Because you're a bit of a fighter. You're like, bruv, I'll fight you. I like it.
no,
I'm
yeah,
backing it.
yeah,
I'm
just
just
backing
backing
the
it.
business.
Man's like, Ben, Ben, copy my shit.
But the thing is, you're actually saying it from a place of love. So I unfollowed. You know you can make people unfollow you. I did that, then I restricted him. And he goes, we got a problem. I said, yeah, your content.
Who?
To Joseph. Nathan Joseph. I said to him, your content's terrible because it's trying to be mine. I go, I've now unfollowed you and blocked you from my stories, so you have to be creative yourself.
Wow.
So I said to him, you've got to do better yourself. You can't try and ride my coattails because it's not working.
Why
People see
didn't you
through it.
ever say that to Diren?
And why didn't Diren say it to Ali?
It's mad. No, it's true. But you know what? Right, but you know what? It's true though. Like when I met Smith, I didn't know you could make
Videos like
PT
that.
Good
online.
content.
Yeah.
No, videos I was editing, but I just didn't had no angle. Smith had an angle with what he was doing. A bit like the angle you missed when certain people were swinging punches at you.
I don't get that. Well, say that again. What happened?
Who's swinging punches?
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, IFS. Bro, I dashed him in the
He just clocked. I'm not saying that. You want to come for me like that, bro?
Really?
I remember going up to the room and
You weren't ready then, bro.
What do you mean? What the
Olima was in the room.
Is anyone else's headphones real loud?
No, it's just we're screaming.
Hey, I went up to the room and Olima was sitting there. He's like, I can't go down. This guy's trying to beat me up.
Why is he
Madness.
telling
Nah,
lies, bro?
come on.
It's mad because
I
would never
die on my shield.
Hold on, hold on.
I was dying on my shield, bro.
It's mad because I'm not talking about the guy.
No, the guy was on my course.
He's talking about
The guy was on
Barcelona.
my course.
It's all about Barcelona.
Barcelona? What happened?
No, when you had a
Left, right,
fight
good
with
night.
that guy.
Who? Me?
Yeah, you're the guy when you had
Nobody
swingers.
sparked me, but what you not chatting shit, bro?
You had swingers. You had a swingers. You had a swingers with that
Yeah, and I
guy.
hit left hook, blood, caught his eye open. Why did my
Alima,
chatting shit?
I'm
Alima.
not talking about no guy.
Why didn't they go to the airport?
Oh shit!
I'm sure the listeners will love that inside joke that they get nothing about.
No,
Yeah,
no,
we,
not to
Yeah, man took a few slaps to a few. In front of the whole meeting, bro.
I got it now. Yeah, it just registered. It just registered.
IFS this year though.
Yes. Ali, you coming?
Yes, for sure.
Sick guy. Sick, yes.
Lisbon.
Fucking
Apparently,
Sorry,
Lisbon's lit. Like
Yeah.
apparently, it's the
I've
sickest
never
place.
been. Have you been?
No.
Have you been? Has anyone been to Lisbon?
No.
What's it like?
Good city.
Really?
Yes, and it's on the beach. Like Barcelona, but better.
Are you coming, yeah?
Why?
I don't know yet. Wedding anniversary on the same day.
Fucking bring it up,
It's
bro.
9th though. It doesn't really mean anything.
I'm sick of you.
I know, you got to come,
You
Jade,
you
man.
don't do it. nothing for us, man. Anymore.
You got a con, Jade.
But he goes with his neighbours to.
I know. Hold on.
Waste.
No, you got to come.
Now, do you know what? The thing I've come to realise is whenever you invite people to something, you only want the people that come to be there.
Yeah, 100%.
Say that again.
When you invite someone to come to something, the only people you want there are the ones that come.
It's
If he needs convincing to come, I don't want him there.
exactly
Oh,
that.
fair enough.
If you think your anniversary is more important than the biggest day of the year, then fuck you.
You're
But
dead
you know
right.
what? No, sometimes though, some people need that push, like Ali did for his first lads trip.
Yeah.
Oh, which
He did.
that's the last time we were all
I
together.
didn't need that push.
He never, bruv, he never, when we went to, you were stuck in Oz, you couldn't leave.
Yeah.
Well, I told you I was stuck in us.
Yeah. But like, Ali never had a,
Ali, you are different. Ali, you came with some energy, bro. The abuse just went up around 24 when you came.
No, because when I got there, first 15, 20 minutes, I was like, what's going on? Everyone was cussing each other 24/7.
It's like celebrity roast, but none of them celebrities.
I took that to this trip. With a bunch of randomers.
Really?
And it's mad because it was,
was the king.
first
He was
couple
the king.
hours, everyone
Yeah.
was a bit weird about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But then after a day,
Yeah.
everyone was doing it to each
Mate,
other.
I
everyone, the
couldn't
energy
have
went up.
any friends that I couldn't
Yeah.
abuse. I just couldn't. But you're dead right on that. I always say, like, if you had a wedding and you went, okay, the wedding's in Marbella, the people that will book the flight to go to are the only people that you
Wanna
probably
be
want
there.
there.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
The
why I
rest will
think
be
having a
plenty.
wedding, Holden's wedding was sick and it was abroad. There was a few of my rugby teammates hadn't seen a while that came, and I was like, it's good to make it far afield because someone goes, sorry, biz that weekend. Fuck you, get free dinner somewhere else.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's 100%.
Smith, that trip though, I don't think we've ever,
Can we
have,
just-
have we ever done that much
No,
abuse?
talk more about a trip I wasn't on.
Can we ask, Smith, you have a missus now?
Yeah.
Of that. When did that happen, brother? And why didn't no Lehman?
Was that like I was over a year?
This as well?
Yeah.
Of that.
Yeah, just in Australia. Nice girl.
Yeah.
Never had an argument.
How is that normal though? You have to have a Donnybrook.
No, we actually don't. Yeah, and Diren's met her quite a lot, spent some time with her. she's chilled.
nice,
And Joe, I was saying to her, we have very similar values with a lot of stuff. So like when we travel together, we both want to be at the airport early. We both want to go sit at the gate and leave the lounge early. We want to do all these
them
things.
Germans with the towels, bro. Why would I wake up at 6 a.m. looking across at each other? Oh shit!
But let's say you go travel and you want to get to the airport 2 hours early. They want to get to it, or they want to get to the airport 3 hours early, but you get stuck in traffic and miss your flight. You take it out on them for not having the same values as you, right? Because then, even though we both missed the flight, I'll say it's your fucking fault we missed it, and that's what I think tears apart a relationship. Then sometimes if you've got someone that wants to go to bed late versus someone that wants to go to bed early and they keep you awake, you start to resent them, and all these things are just little chips. But when you both are like on the same wavelength with so many things, you don't end up building that resent for someone. And I've had that resent for so many people before, and I actually quite like it in the freedom that if I say to her, I'm going out with the lads, she'll be like, get smashed. And if I came home and puked, she'd be like, have you had a good night? Whereas I've had it before with other girls where they moan about it a bit, and when they give you shit, you go extra hard just to spite them.
Yeah.
So
That's not healthy.
Yeah,
I've
I've
had
never
that
been.
as well,
And
bro.
also, it sounds really, really crazy, but she's very understanding of every component of my life,
That's good.
which is quite dysfunctional in many respects. So like, she's cool with it.
I think it's the understanding that you had a life before going
Yeah.
into a relationship. When I see relationships fail is when two people come together to try and complete a life. Whereas I think you've got to come in completely independently. And when you come together, that's that time. But if you ever separated, you could go back to
You know what, Jade? You drop bombs, you know?
Yeah.
You're a bomb dropper.
Yeah.
Clip that.
Which is why it's important you don't do it at a very young age, right?
Yes.
Like
you don't
Diren-
really
like
know
Diren
yourself,
did.
right?
Yeah, I did do it at a very
My
young
missus,
age.
she comes home with a TikTok idea. She goes, I've seen this video. I think you could do it.
Why do
with
you
this
think he's up to his
context."
game, bro?
And then she holds the camera for me. You know all the skits where I'm
holds
walking
the
around the
camera
house?
for you?
Yeah. She comes up with the ideas and records it for me. And then she leaves me alone to edit.
Bro, do you pay her, bro?
In love.
Okay.
do you-
Dinner.
Question,
Go
yeah.
out there, go
Do you
out
think? Question: do you think it's harder to become with someone that's on social media all the time?
Yeah.
Do you think women find it harder?
Depends.
Or
I think
girls?
it depends on the individual. Some
Yeah, I
people,
do too.
yeah.
It's just very dysfunctional, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
imagine a million people knowing who your boyfriend or girlfriend is. That makes things weird.
Yeah.
And then with that, you know, we said like 10% of people hate you. 10% of people want to fuck you. Let's just say that. If you're young and attractive, right? Lima, anyone here, even yourself, Andy.
Diren's at about
So the 10% you're
40%.
following, 10% you're following want to fuck you. That's 3.5 people. So, you know,
It was so clean. It was so clean. Ali didn't get it back. No, do you know what it is? When he says it, he carries on like nothing happened.
It's 1,750.
Quick maths.
but like, so you have all these complications, and like, it's mad, mate. Even I'm lining up for a steak restaurant in Bordeaux, and a guy comes over and chats, and like, there's definitely that kind of, not friction, it's just different. And you get attention, you go out, and I think people just need to be understanding of that, which is weird because humans have never had this much attention before. My story views the other day at
200,000. That was amazing when I seen that.
That's nearly 3 Twickenham stadiums.
Yeah.
Watching me.
That's nuts, isn't it?
My max was 93k, and I sat down there and I was like, that's a story for a day. And I was like, what the fuck? 198,000 people watching your daily story. That is a fucking joke.
So then I don't hide her or anything like that, but
you do hide her, bro.
No, you should. But you should.
Because Olima was checking.
I think you should.
Olima checked. I was like, bro, no, but I love it. He's very smart with it. And I'm with you.
Yeah.
You know, like you are running to the beat. You know what I mean? I've seen, I think in the story where you are running to jump into the pill. So everyone knows. It's great because you're telling everybody now.
I think you've got to be careful though, because
yeah.
People will be like, you're hiding it. But she has not been exposed to social media for this period of time. So going from 0 to having 200,000 people see you.
Yeah.
If she got that attention, I'm not sure she could cope with it.
She wakes up one day and she goes, why have I got 800 followers?
Yeah.
Overnight. I'll go, Ferris, did you just tag her in your story? He goes, yeah.
Yeah.
People are watching his story on a night out to try and find who she is.
Yeah.
And these aren't kind people.
Yeah, I know
These
that.
are nosy
no.
people. And then any one of them can make up, like, let's say I get a bad book review, which is obviously impossible because my books are sick. But that will sit in my mind. So if someone tells her a lie and goes, he fucked my housemate, or he did this, he treated my friend like a pile of shit, that one lie will live in someone's head much longer than 100 truths.
A head that's not used to that exposure.
Exactly.
Which is not conditioned like us. Now people talk shit, we're kind of used to it.
People message her asking questions about me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's just weird. And like you say, I put it on the stories to let people know I'm going out of it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to give people direct access to it to do as they want.
100%.
Because even if 0.001% of my followers were psychopaths who want to ruin my life, that still gives a few people to get in there.
Yeah.
And they get a direct route to her head.
Yeah.
And I don't
know. The funnel, bro. Email funnel.
I think the less the better, because then I think it makes it more special.
Exactly.
100%.
I do like what you're the way.
But then if we get married, then, you know, as we're splitting assets, pump that socials, let's build her up and milk it for some money.
Add life, baby.
Get the kid in. That kid's going to be, it's going to have a TikTok 6 months in the womb.
You want to get married, James?
Yeah.
You want to get married?
Do you know what? We actually had this discussion the other night. I think it's important because for the gender pay cap's a big thing. Yeah, women do earn less money than men. It's illegal to pay a woman less money for the same job, which is a misconception. They think the man's getting £100, she's getting £70 an hour. That's not it. But women, let's say I want to have kids, which I do, at some point she's got to pause her life and everything about it to bring up my child. Not to say that's gender.
In my case, I do 50-50 with my daughter.
No,
That's because...
No, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, let's say, careers.
Okay.
They can. That's
So,
because they can.
some women-
because I can, because it's my job as well.
So let's say my mum, for instance, if she was working in an office, she brings up me and my sister. When she goes back, they've got emails. Before it was fax. They go back. Someone left work without internet and went back 4 years in, 5 years in. Yeah. Women actually can institutionalize themselves to go back into a work environment they've got a decade of experience in and not know what the fuck's going on. Because work changes that rapidly. So for me to marry and to put down fucking half my assets on the table is part of the noble thing. And if we did get divorced and she took a fuckload of money, that's on me for picking the wrong woman.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you're right.
100%.
And I've got a trust fund.
100%. So I think if you do that, it's the 100%. You were dumb enough to pick the wrong person.
So-
Yeah.
I think so.
So with Bezos, right, we paid off 13 billion, whatever. I was like, but also she's a contributing factor to you being and accumulating that wealth. Because let's say I do marry this girl, say we're together for 10 years. She actually did build up a large proportion of that by supporting me with what I do. Like, you know, she might want to take the reins and work and I'll be a fucking stay-at-home dad, but men need to appreciate. We've all joked before on
I could do that,
podcasts.
bro. I could do that. No problem. Yeah, 100%.
No, we need Andrew Tate on here.
Nah, bro.
Easy.
I love.
But Diren and I actually talk about this all the time. We're now no. My family very traditional. Diren's family very traditional. There are gender roles in my family, and I actually think they match very well with the personality traits of men and women. Now I spoke about this in my new book. Men are taller than women, but that doesn't mean there aren't women that are taller than men. No offense, Ali. So, so as a population, we can say men are bigger than women, but there are going to be outliers. And for some reason, we can't have that nuanced debate with men and women when it comes to gender roles. There are some women that are going to earn more than men. And it's a predictor of divorce, by 40% more likely to get divorced if a woman earns more money. There are so many different kind of things with this. And although there are outliers, some people do long distance relationships, all these things. But unfortunately, I do believe that the roles of the man and the woman are tied into their psychology. I like to provide. I'd rather be £200 down for dinner and to have bought it for my girlfriend or wife or family than I would be the other person. If someone consistently bought me dinner, I'd feel like a piece of shit.
So would I. Oh God.
100%.
Do you know what? Do you know what I always?
I'm good with it.
No, I think that. Do you ever see when? There's one thing that really bothers me. I don't know. Do you know when women give their blokes a lend of money? That's
Yeah,
one thing I'm
I know,
like, how
I know.
can you be a bloke and take a lend of money?
some-
You're an alpha.
That just
'cause you're an
kills
alpha.
me inside.
For
It
some-
kills me. I don't know how.
for some
people
girls,
I
do
think
that'll
that.
that's
work.
a good. I think that's a good way to.
And that's not
ruin
you
a
shitting on that.
relationship.
If
I
you,
think so. A lot of people
if
disagree
Jade's
with
missus
that,
earns more than him and she wants to provide for the family and it works, we're not saying you're fucking wrong, and we're just saying we
wouldn't
can't
do it.
understand that world.
Yeah.
And that can come from a bit of ignorance. But like, I'm so glad my mum brought me up as kids and not my dad, because the only thing my dad can cook is toast and butter.
But you know what? It's all right. And everyone will say, yeah, it's good. She's helping me out. Well, and it is. And I think that is good. But there's going to come to a stage where if it carries on, she's going to be like, where's my man, bruv?
Well, the
Where's my
woman wants a
man? I
man,
need a
100%,
provider because I
bruv.
need to feel safe so I can breed. Like, if I want to breed with this person, do you know what I mean?
Do you not think it's quite scary as well? Let's say you've got a man who goes out and works, or a woman that looks after the family. They might have a joint bank account or whatever, but a lot of the time, let's say the man's in control of the money coming in. That could be quite a scary prospect for a woman if you didn't have marital laws in place.
Do you know what I'm just going to say? I'm just going to jump in there. There was a quote that I heard before, and it's perfect. And this is why I could never be with a woman that doesn't make her own fucking money. And that's why I know there's this woman staying at home, but I just don't understand it. Is that it was there was a lady once, and she went to her husband and she went, I need some money to do something. And I need some money. And he went, for what? That alone, that just, if you have to go to your other half and ask for money, that is just, you're nothing. Do you know what I mean? I've every time I see a girl and I know they want to stay, I'm like, how the fuck, like, you need to think more. I will never have a girlfriend or be around a girl that does not work or do her own thing.
No,
Yeah,
one-
100%.
no
I know what you mean.
But
You know what I mean?
But
You've
you
gotta have your own-
initially wouldn't be attracted to that person to think of a family unit anyway. So you probably wouldn't have that issue.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you probably wouldn't even come to that. But I think after a while, say if that does happen and she was that sort of person, but at the minute you got 4 or 5 kids and she kind of wants to stay home, needs to stay home,
Yeah.
and also had her own life or whatever.
But-
I think whatever money you're bringing in with her support, I think you wouldn't even see it as your money. You'd be like, this is family money.
Yeah.
Psychologically, you've got to understand, like, the mentality there in that relationship would be, I'm now controlling the way that she lives her life.
Yeah, fuck that.
And you know what? That dynamic in a relationship, it just will never ever work.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
eventually someone will go, I don't like being controlled, and someone will go, I like being controlling, and then they'll just
I think this is
butt heads, right?
It's really specific on the individual, that either the controlling individual or the freedom, empathy, and love they can give a woman that makes them feel fucking amazing, where that's not even an issue. But this is where alpha males get this wrong. Being an alpha is not doing this with your chest and thinking, majority of people, I think, confuse alpha with bully.
Yeah.
This is where people get confused. If you're a bully, you're not a fucking alpha male, bruv. If you're an alpha male, you need to be empathetic, show love, as well as be there and provide. This is the biggest thing where people don't see.
90% of women know what an alpha is, and that's what they want to find in their life. 10% of women don't understand, and they're the ones that give the bad connotation.
Yes, I've had the bad experience from the guy that was
Was
either
a bully.
controlling, was a bully.
But that 10% of the people with the largest voice, which is the
Exactly.
problem, right?
Ah, yes, that's a good fucking
But in
point.
saying that, like, I just on this, like, every girl I've been seeing since me, whatever, for the last few years, right? As soon as they tell me what they do, I'm always like, oh, you could do better. And then I start prodding them, and they have. I've seen it online, and I'm like, and all I can do, and then a girl that I'm seeing now, I'd be like, okay, yeah, but you can make your content, and this, and I pushed them. I've had people leave their jobs, like even my ex-girlfriend that I have the kid with, made her leave her job, started doing fucking makeup. Do you know what I mean? I just pushed them because
Mate,
I said, what are you doing?
I gave Matt Does Fitness a £500,000 idea in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I said, why aren't you doing that? And he went, fuck. And he got his phone out in the beginning of the podcast, like, I need to write that down. But I'm the same. The girl I'm seeing, she told me about a business she starting. It's got legs. So the whole holiday, I had probably one of the best conversations I've ever had with her about business. I said, tell me to stop if I'm lecturing you.
That's what I always say.
Am I saying too much?
But really, you want to carry on. But really, you want to carry on.
But I wrote a list. I was like, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. She's like, oh, we could do that. Well, I'm like, send the fucking message then. And I get passionate about that because I would actually like to build her up a passion project.
This is what I mean.
Where then
because you need that extra money for that £1 million house, bro.
That's it. Also, what having a business does for my mental health and the project that's never ending and the peaks and troughs,
solving problems,
is amazing.
Hold that for me.
Oh, you want that for someone else. You want that for someone else.
Yeah, 100%.
You want to say, hey, open your laptop when you want. When we spend a lot of money, work harder, and when we want to go away, be your own boss.
Yeah.
But it's natural for people to assume that everybody else has the same mindset that you do, right? So because I do the
When
same
you're in that
thing
position, right?
with my missus, right? If she comes to me and she talks to me about something she's doing at work, I'm like, I would do it this way. And then I go into, why are you not doing it this way? Because that's how I would think. And the amount of time she just turned around to me and she's like, Jade, I'm not you. I don't think in the same way of you. My priorities are different to the way that you would do things. Yeah. It's like when I'm at work, my priority is having fun, enjoying the people around me. Whereas when I'm at work, I'll burn it all to the ground if I can win.
The hardest thing is what
I just want to win.
Alpha.
So it's just different.
The hardest thing that say like the way we like say influence people and whatnot is great. And I remember my friend also told me, he was like, dude, not everyone can ride your wave, bruv. Just chill. Yeah. Stop nagging him to come to the PT seminar that you guys are talking
Sometimes
about.
it's true.
Sometimes it's true.
But most of the time it's a fucking barrier they put up so they don't have to do the fucking work.
Exactly. And this is what I'm saying. The biggest difference between those people is the mindset of the person that thinks about it and the one that takes action on it.
Yeah.
And we actually do the hardest. Is taking the action is the hardest thing.
And the hardest part is the person that's trying to influence is understanding that person's mindset and where their head's at.
Yeah.
It's different if somebody comes to you and they're like, I want to do this, and then you give them great ideas as to how they do it and they don't do it, then that just makes them a bit of a bitch.
Yeah.
So it's...
Do you think people are just putting up a barrier, or do you think some people are just not cut out for it?
Some people like
Some
people like to create you as a different person to them. I can't remember who said the quote, but they said, all technological advances in the world have been built by people no smarter than you.
Yeah.
So like, we've all got very similar brain capacities.
Tell
We've
that
all
to
got,
Elon.
but then again, like
He just
even
doesn't stop his Einstein said that I'm not much smarter than anyone else, but I just stick with my problems. So like if there was an equation,
I love that.
If there was an equation that was like say 4 multiplied by 4 multiplied by, after around half an hour, I'd be like, I'm done. He'll stay there all night.
Thomas Edison, was it 30,000 ways to make a light bulb wrong?
Yeah.
So many people, I love saying, like, some people wrote email marketing, they didn't sell any. I did mine for 10 months without making a sale. I'm like, fuck you. Like, for most people, I'm like, there's a world out there if you go and get it. And some people are like, oh, it's right for you because it works for you. But they need the fucking inspiration. It's why we don't put the business events online. You need to be in the room. I need to look you in the eyes and tell you there's a fucking cop-out. And then it's great because so many people I know in their eyes when they come to a business talk, they didn't really think they could do it. Then I see them a year later and they're like, it fucking worked.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
People, we don't come in different capacity. Like you go out on the road, all engines have got different capacities. It's 3 litre, it's a 6 litre, it's a V8, whatever.
It's a Tesla.
But our minds are all the same. We've all got voices, we've all got brains.
It's if you actually want it or not. That's the thing.
But
People don't like putting in the work, and it's the consistency of doing it.
I think a few people don't want it because there's so many times now, even with my mates some of my mates are PTs, and I not, don't get me wrong, and I'm not getting, every time I see a PT on the gym floor, I'm like, what the fuck are you still doing on the gym floor? That's all that's going into my head.
The one that's been there for ages, right?
Yeah, I'm like, you could go online and you could, because of you two lads, and because of you two lads, I send people to Stephen Graham. I've probably made Stephen Graham so much money that Stephen Graham, send some my way, bruv.
Is that Phil Graham's brother?
Oh shit. Mate, he's a good actor. Stephen Graham's a great actor, bro.
Phil, how's your brother?
Stephen Graham's the actor, isn't it? Yeah, anyway, Phil Graham.
Ali guys.
Oh no, Phil. Paul, it's Phil. No, but Phil. Anyway, I've sent so many people to him, and it's just because I'm like, as soon as I send them to him, I know you're going to make money. Do you know what I mean? I know it's going to come.
Yeah.
So
do you know what it is though? With all of that, I remember obviously
3 women.
Diren and James. Like, do you know? I was looking through. I was trying to find the message that you sent me. Remember, I put up on post one of mine, and I was like looking for 5 women. Smith sent me a video saying, "What the fuck are you doing? Take that shit off. What are you doing?" But with Phil, I think with all of that fields, it's great. It gets you
gets you
money,
started.
it gets you started, but it doesn't really teach you the fundamentals of growing a business long term. It just basically drains your audience.
But this is the thing, though.
It drains your audience.
I don't think you will learn how to run a business until you start running a business.
Exactly, you've got
and
to
then
start.
you fail, you learn, you fail, you fail. You have to fail enough to actually learn.
Remember when you
something.
go to the gym, you learn, all right, 4 sets of 8. And then that was your way in. Then you're competent to write your own program.
Yes.
Then
Yeah.
you go through different bits of periodization and you go to sucking your
linear,
undulating. So yeah, then you do all that shit and you kind of figure it out and it grows and grows. That's like business. And again, with the people having their limiting beliefs, you know, like when we lift weights, we have to recruit like motor neurons. Is that what it is? Muscle. People have no idea how strong they are. And it's only when people have like epileptic fits, they get soreness for months because they contract so hard.
Yeah.
And like you always hear about those stories of like, you know, someone being trapped under a car and people like deadlifting it off. We have so much strength in us that we don't know we have. And that's why like, and people when they're lifting in the gym, so many people who go, I can't lift that. It's a mental block they've put in place. And the reason is that they don't want to get injured. If someone actually lifted what they could, they'd probably tear their hamstring off the bone. But we always have so much more. We always have so much more. There's even like this stupid test where someone's like, open your arms as wide as you can, you do it. Then they go, okay, open it a bit more, and you open it a bit more. You're like, I just told you to put it as fucking far as you can.
But you know, I think we also do it to ourselves as well. Sometimes. Like, for example, a few months ago, I was like, Instagram's not growing. It must be Instagram.
Yeah, man was blaming everything on Instagram.
It was.
My content's great, bro. Why isn't it?
No, my content was good, but it needed a change. It needed a change.
It needed
to
and you've
evolve.
done it. And what happened?
And then but that's what you do. You don't. If we were to
He
like,
asked James, what should I do, bro?
no, but if it was like, if I was there going, I need to quit. I was like, no, I need to go out, hit the road. A few people are doing, you're good with people, started hitting the road.
Do you know what I found the other day? Do you know when you were first told to take the microphone out to the street and interview people?
Yeah.
2019. It's in our WhatsApp chat.
With Luke. Yeah.
2019.
I know with Luke, yeah. But you know what? But
I'm ready for this.
No, yeah, you be ready for it. It's coming. Give me 1 second. I'm joking. But you know, for your mind to be free and being creative, there was a lot of business problems I needed to figure out to have that freedom. You know? Like paying rent, making sure you got enough money for this.
You mean tax?
Yeah, that, all of that. Making sure I can go on holiday with you and Alima. Like making sure I can.
Because it's expensive.
It's like that.
It's expensive when Alima comes, innit? During it gets expensive when Alima comes.
Free for me.
Elima runs away after the shot.
Yeah, I know.
Alima turns up in Ibiza going, you best have a double bed.
Them free stays there. I didn't. Let me sleep with you.
Yes, it does, isn't it?
Free holiday. I don't ever, with 103, what you man did to me on 103, don't even
my
chat.
days. What they did to us.
I forgot you were in my room, bro.
You like bare espressos. Bare espressos.
What they do?
They fucking put everything on our room. So they,
I did not. He put everything on everyone's room.
And Sven
I'd never do that. I'd never
was
do that.
moving mad.
But he does look after man when
does,
you're
He
there.
does, yeah.
He does look after man.
Have you seen
I've
Sven?
after booking beach there, and like when I go over, just because of because that day when your man wanted to mash up Ali's bum thing.
Oh yeah. Oh, we went as well. Didn't we?
where?
Last year. We went Beach Star, no? We
did,
got
we did.
smashed.
Did I go, which is there?
Yeah.
No, I went Nicky Beach.
No, but we did Beach Star one day as well.
What was Beach
Last
Star?
year.
What was Beach
Oh,
Star?
it was dead though. It was dead.
It was
we went,
quiet.
What is?
Remember we were
Oh
playing
yeah, with the
football. We were playing football and all that shit. There.
But I mean, that day at Nicky Beach was pretty crazy.
Amazing.
Oh, that was great fun.
Amazing.
Remember the car park, bruv? We were moving. The car, the glasses thrown out the window.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
mate. Sven,
This idiot, bro. Man just threw his glasses out the window first.
that's one of Jade's.
Throw him
When
in
did
the-
you throw? Didn't you throw your? No, we're ripping you about his sunnies when Croatia. You just threw his sunnies.
He
in
just
the
threw it
bottom of
off.
the
Yeah,
ocean.
he was done.
What?
He was done.
We're just ripping him on a boat. He squinted for the rest of it. Then
wouldn't
he
stop.
threw an inflatable at me. So we're at yacht week, right? It's yacht week. 52 yachts come into a big circle for the biggest party. As we're on these yachts, you've got 52 yachts and a DJ yacht turns up. This is the biggest event going on in the world at any one point. It's fucking Croatia. It's sail week. I'm buzzing for a big day. Suddenly an inflatable hits me in the back of the head, knocks my Ray-Bans off into the bottom of the ocean. Now I've got a squint for the best day of my life.
Go to the shop, mate.
And we're on a fucking yacht party. We're in there all
And this
day.
guy is so when he don't have sunglasses, bruv, he hates it, bruv. It's like
I got blue eyes, innit?
yeah.
Hey,
That just reminded me of that time.
good shot, though.
You remember that time you had a big, you know, I think this was like the
big
first
belly. Yeah,
No,
bro.
no.
That was
a big come down after a few nights out in Ibiza.
yeah.
And at this point, I didn't know what a come down was like to that level. So I thought
It was
can't
all
be that
halal
bad.
until we budgeted. When we went to that party,
It was like halal, bro.
it was all halal until.
And I don't know if you remember this, but he was so thirsty. Right? He was dying.
bro.
He was so thirsty. I got a Lucozade bottle.
Dick,
I filled it up with vodka. A Lucozade bottle. And I said, yeah, take some of this, bro.
Came to me
Electrolytes.
like he was my best mate. He was like, look, I got you. Gave me the
I got
bottle.
you. I said, I got you. But you know when you're thirsty, you back it. You're like, he went.
Died in the
It was the
corner.
worst.
I was too broken to even be annoyed. I just sat in the bed in the corner and just like curled up.
He went for a walk. He came back. He said, I booked my flight home.
He left at like 4 a.m.
Yeah, he left. He left. Yeah,
He's
he
had
was
enough
go-
of everyone.
he was like, I need
I
my
was
home. He
done.
was like, I need my home.
We had a sick trip there once where we went and Jade had never really done IB for right. And I remember looking at him. I go, do you trust me? He goes, yeah. I said, we need to go to the West End. He goes, what's in the West End? I said, we're not going for the clubs. So I said, we're going to go to this club. I don't know who's playing and I need you to do what I tell you. And he did it. And we walked in and I just hear, dun, 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 dun,
Martin
dun, dun.
Solveig.
Martin Solveig's playing. Then MK comes on after.
Yeah.
I lose him. I'm like, fuck, have I just killed Jade? I look at the front. He's high-fiving MK over the DJ deck. He's the only guy tall enough to do it. I'm like,
Sick,
yeah,
mate.
come back from that. Come back. I remember there was some Glaswegian girls on there next to us who were having a good time. And I'm dancing next to them. I'm like, where'd you get your bits from? She's like, I put them in my fanny.
Like, Pasha's not the same. It's gone techno.
Really?
Yeah. Most of the DJs have left, and I went on Friday, and apparently
How was that trip? Good?
it was actually really good. I was
you
a bit
feeling now?
weary. I feel great. No, I actually don't feel too bad. I didn't
seen
go. I
Sven?
didn't
You
go
seen
too
Sven when you
hard.
were over there?
Mate, Sven sorted me out in a Schreier.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
class.
nice.
It's funny because I went with a group of people that I didn't know. They've all gone into the queue to pay for their tickets. Sven's gone out, got me, walked me through the artist entrance. The boys are like, "What's going on?"
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it, when
Yeah.
people just don't know Sven's like.
Did you see all the other boys? Antonio and that, the Jits
Yeah, I
guys?
saw Antonio. I saw
sick,
Antonio.
sick,
Yeah,
sick, sick, sick.
he's a big guy, and
He's
he's the scariest nice guy.
Mate.
You know, he's running VIP in there now.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, doing
He was
bits.
telling me about like when people fuck around in VIP in a Schweier, he's like, he has to give him
Yeah,
the
he
palm.
slaps someone,
He
doesn't
slaps them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
because
slapped
he don't want to hurt his hand.
Lima.
He
knocks
slaps
him
on a
off.
Salado
Brown
his
belt.
mates, isn't it?
He's going to be black soon, but he's a
What, black
freak.
like me?
He's like 130 kg. He's 130 kg.
I hope not. I won't be able
And
to like
he-
him.
He was saying to me, he goes, someone's doing coke in VIP. He goes, hey, my friend, you know, you can't do that here. You want to do this, go to the bathroom. And
Yeah.
the guy's like, spent 20 grand on a table. And he's like, fuck you, man. And he's like, okay, this is the last time. And he radios his other guy. He's like, I need someone to catch him on the way down. I don't want you to hit your head on the floor. Chats back, donk. Guy behind catches him, take him outside.
Great.
Bruv, he's a beast.
But the way he's so calm about it. But mate, we were in VIP once, something kicked off. These guys are like ninjas. It's like you got Gurkhas running the place.
Is
They
it
are
so, yeah?
mad,
Mad, bro. And you see them all them man got cauliflower ears, bro.
Okay,
All Jits guys.
It's like a Guy Ritchie film when all the hard London characters got cauliflower ears.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. The way that's how they're moving. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's mad. But you feel extra safe because you know every man, and you know like the Jits love.
Yeah.
When you like when you
What
you
do
know
you mean, yeah, Jade, bro? Don't make me twist you up. On
Yeah,
the
yeah,
floor.
yeah, jits, yeah,
them two,
jits,
we-
yeah.
should we
When
get
you
the
do
maths
that one,
out?
when you do
Bro,
that one.
if you don't want to grapple, this is 6 months. Black
Hey,
suits on the
Elima,
Do you
Elima,
know what they call me? Do you know what they call me in my jits?
Black Panther.
Pasadero, which means the nightmare, bro.
Hey!
Pasadero.
They're lying
blood.
to you. They just want the
Bro, I'm
monthly
just
membership.
saying.
Monthly
Bro,
membership.
Bro, 2-stripe white belt, I will fuck you up,
That's
man.
tomato sauce for pasta, bro.
Pasadero, you know.
Hey,
Oh, mate, I love it.
I'll roll with you, Olema.
Oh, mate, I'd love to.
Ali, when are you going to start?
But
I
he
don't
loves
know,
bodybuilding.
man. I love lifting
bodybuilding
weights,
as well.
man.
So do I, but Ali, mate, I'm telling you, it's just so good for the soul. And
You know,
your heart.
you do it a
Oh.
bit. Bodybuilding's half about impressing other. No, it's 90% about impressing other guys, isn't it? Yeah. But
Yeah, you
wanna
think you're
impress
gonna get loads of girls,
You want to
but-
impress a guy, choke him out.
Yeah. Do you know what, Ali? It's a respect thing as well. So
Yeah.
let's say James, right? James Purple Belt, Diren as well. Like if they're probably gonna get to a higher position than me, choke me out, and the respect I'll have for them for fucking do. Do you know what I mean? It's not that I was rolling with my black belt yesterday, and there's a respect that I'm not going to go all out on them.
Yeah.
But like, I just want to learn, and it's like a respect thing. It's like I'm saying this to Jade now, but if me and Jade were on the floor, I'd be so nice. And if I got in a position where I could trip him, I'd be like, Jade, if I've got butterflies in, I've got, you know what I mean? If you can get it, it's stuff like that. You know, it's such a respectful.
Wouldn't get it.
I would 100%. But yeah, but it's such a respectful thing.
You doing much no-gi?
I didn't know. I just something about no-gi. I feel like it's wrestling. I don't want to.
It is a bit, isn't it?
It is. It's a bit slop. Like I like the control and learning. I feel like no-gi is very like a war, and I just like to. I like to the jits where it's like
You like to grab.
Yeah, like you're.
But I think
use the strength
after a
that way,
while, I think it's good that you're not doing no-gi at the minute, just to give us a bit more time to get better.
You got the questions?
No, my parking, innit?
There's me like thinking.
You're gonna get some questions.
No, I'll get the questions up, but my parking ran out, so I need to really before I get another fucking fine, bro.
Bro, I got a fine the other day outside Diren's. He's like, this is my fault. I park it outside. I put a 0 instead of an O. They find me.
No.
Does that even matter to you anymore?
Do you know what?
It hurts.
Do you not have do you have a VA?
She won't be doing my
Yeah,
car
but it's not
parking
gonna
stuff.
do
No,
that
but
stuff.
all you have to do, mate, if I've got like parking tickets and I go, sorry, can you just tell them that I did this and that, and then I got off it?
Yeah, I use my dad for that.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, I go, Dad, I got a parking ticket. It's your problem now.
All right, do you want some questions?
Yeah, let's go fast fire.
Who is the most likely out of you or to win Love Island? Random, but
Alima.
Diren.
Jade.
Who said Jade? Jade, you be out in the first week of Love Island, bro.
Nah, mate.
Mate,
Right.
mate, Jade will say something about black people. Or something, yeah. Jade, you be cancelled. You be the quickest.
I'm not getting this reputation for being a racist.
Jade will get a job on GB News after that.
No one even said D, fam. You like D.
You didn't even say you, bro. That's how mad it was. If you truly disliked your best friend's partner, would you spend less time with them to avoid the partner?
They're
Nah,
not real
that's
friends.
my
fam.
best mate.
They're not real
I'll be like,
friends.
I don't really like her, and then
Nah, you all stick with me, didn't it?
yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, no, sorry, go.
No,
I tell him. I'd be like,
tell him, yeah.
seems like a bit of a cunt, bruv.
Yeah, it's
You
not.
would, yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. I'll be like, I'm not going to be around you, Anna, at the same time.
So she's got to go.
Does that ever happen to you, lads? Has that ever happened where,
Yeah, once.
really?
Yeah. We're in Barcelona, I think.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, so,
Oh yeah.
Did I just say like your friend's missus?
No. Do you
If you like your friend's missus?
No,
Do
would
you know
you
what?
hang around? Would you
If you're a
hang?
really good mate, you'd bang your mate's missus and then tell him.
Yeah. yeah.
Fuck off.
what?
She cheated on you, bro. How'd you know?
Not again.
I did it.
I did it for you, bro.
I jumped on a
I
grenade
jumped
for
on
you.
it for you, bro. Hey, the batty was in my face, and I pressed it, but I did it for you, so you'd know she's not the one for you, bro. Yeah. I get it.
Has Smith changed? Yeah,
Yes.
he's got a bird around.
No,
Not at all.
Oh, I'm all right.
Not at all.
he's
no.
better. He's a better human.
He's a
Still
better
cunt.
human. Yeah.
You're a better human now. It does make you
You
better.
know what? You get into. I'm definitely feeling it now. I'm of age where I'm like, you can't just be 20 forever. No. And
It's hard though, no?
yeah, it is hard. But then the way I was acting a couple of years ago, Joe Marler said this to me. He goes, "You calm down a lot." And I said to him, "Yeah, but I can't be that guy forever because that guy might end up with the most money and the most followers, but I'll be then looking at my mates for the family and having a barbecue. I'm around there for beers, and I'll be like, "Oh, I missed the boat."
But I don't think it would be that guy
No, but
because you grow and learn.
you
and
do, but there have to be sacrifices. So, for instance, it's great fucking loads of women. Like,
It's empty though, right?
it is empty, but it's also quite fun during the because there's that inner primal in us. We don't hunt and gather anymore, do we? So a lot of guys, when you're single, your hunter gatherer mode goes in to get sex, and that's not me being bad towards women. It's just part of our psychology. That's fun. And it is hollow. But then you think to yourself, okay, when you commit to one woman and you stop fucking all the others, it's hard. It's not like you just turn the switch off. It's constant parts of your mind going, she's fit, deny.
Yeah.
But then that sacrifice is for something more long-sighted. The same reason that, with every business venture, when you start a project, it's not going to make as much money as what you're doing, but you're doing long-sighted. And most people that fuck their lives up are short-sighted. They want to have the hit of heroin today to feel good tonight, even if it fucks them tomorrow. They want to do the coke tonight and go to 7 a.m. because they're thinking about now, not tomorrow and next week. But when you're long-sighted, I think that's one of the biggest things of intelligence is long-sightedness. Having kids is the biggest fucking pain in the ass, right? There were some nights you didn't sleep, whatever, but you're being long-sighted because when you see them score their first goal at soccer or they go...
Are eating food and their little cheeks are going,
yeah.
bro, I'm done, bro.
So I think,
I'm crying, blood.
I think the sacrifice comes from having a long-sighted approach. So I think you do have to change your values a little bit because I'm now having to line my life up for people that don't exist yet.
Bro, I haven't heard James speak like this for a while, you know.
Got another
it's
book
funny.
coming out, innit?
What's mad is,
Yeah,
what,
it's-
3-4 years ago,
Yeah, it was
used to
completely
banter me
different.
hard.
Yeah, but he is
But on 3-4 years further on, right?
Exactly, yeah.
I got books to sell.
But also, when you do it, when you've done it, it's like when it's there, when you know you can, it's not as It's like, it's cool.
And I'll say
You know what
this, with the girl I'm seeing now, she'll know that I've slept with loads of women and I'm like, you're welcome.
I mean? Yeah,
It's out my system.
You're welcome.
It's out my system.
Yeah.
Imagine banging a guy who's only slept with 15 women.
Ali.
I won't even say it though. If you flip that on its head, what if it was the other way around when
This is a good
you're with a
question.
girl that slept with loads of geezers?
I think
Why is that a problem?
And have you ever noticed the numbers don't add up? So for every man who's shagged hundreds of birds, there must
Yeah.
be hundreds of birds. that slept with
no.
I think girls are sneaky with it.
Yeah, wait, if a
100%.
girl if a girl gets
100%.
gangbanged by 3 guys at uni, which I saw at uni with my own eyes, they go to the grave with that.
Yeah, of course. They're
But
way
when a
more
guy
discreet.
does it, it's on Twitter 3
Yeah,
hours
way
later.
more discreet. Ali, when you bang a tall girl, is it like a threesome because she's twice the size?
But you know what I mean? I think there is some sneakiness to it. They say guys double their numbers, women halves it. But really, there must be a law of averages because there's the same amount of sexual encounters happening.
Yeah,
course.
of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Discretion,
Jesus.
right?
It
Women are
depends.
far more discreet.
If you're talking about the 2% male, then if they're putting in more work, then
What do you mean 2% male?
the guy that's say very successful, the guy that gets a lot of women, the guy that gets a lot of attention, the guy that this, then you're talking about the guy that's going out and
But the total amount of sex remains
Yeah,
the
I'm
same.
saying every sexual encounter has one man, one woman, not to mention LGBTQ. But
Just he's saying that what if that one man is doing 100 girls?
which, by the way, like,
but
what
then,
he's saying.
then you would
Like-
need 100 women to have one less guy in there.
The-
Like,
but you understand?
Yeah.
But like,
It's still
but
averages.
the numbers that you're talking about, depending on the girl, it
I'm
would
talking
still-
about the other percentage. I'm
Okay.
saying like it's almost in our minds. We're like 1 million men had 10 million sexual encounters,
Yeah.
and 1 million women only had 2 million. Like there has to be two. It takes 2 to tango for everyone. So if the numbers are inflated on one side, they have to be decreased on the other.
Is there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. Do you get what? Did I make sense there?
Yeah.
Did I
Because
make
that
sense?
is how the world works. That's why Christianity or polygamy is monogamy. Having one sexual partner, one man, one woman, is really good for weak men. Because if you're in a society where the most dominant men get more women, that's less women for the weak men.
Okay.
So, and if you think about, that's not a good society we want to live in. So when people talk about having open relationships, multiple partners, whatever, if you have a guy who has 10 wives, and there's a lot of men that have 10 wives, that means there are dozens or hundreds of millions of men at the bottom who now have no one.
What's that open relationship shit?
I don't know.
Could you
bro. I
imagine?
could
All right,
never-
don't worry. You can go and touch it.
Mash
Bruv, what?
You know, some people love to like hurt themselves. That's what they're doing. It's like going home and whipping yourself. There's no way you can be of like the right psychology and enjoy.
But does this come with someone not being men? I think this conversation this could be.
You know the inspired unemployed, the Aussie guys.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
follow
yeah.
them?
Yeah.
Someone was on their pod saying he was at his mate's wedding, and the wife just got married, was coming on to him a bit. She's like, "Yeah, it's fine. We're in an open relationship. We're marrying each other because we love each other." He ends up banging the bride at the wedding. He ends up tell us about that in a sec. He ends up banging the bride at the wedding, takes her around the corner,
cameras,
and
bruv.
the groom is fucking someone else. So on their wedding night, they're both banging.
Different people. That is just a disgrace.
But you know what? I think
Each to their own, right?
Tell us about Dubai.
I could be no. I could be
Even I know.
I could be wrong here, but I think a lot of the time, say if a girl was to come and say that to me, I'd be like, nah, bro. There's no chance that's happening.
Or even
But-
better, say if you do want that, not me.
Yeah.
It's been
Basically,
great.
there was a someone that I know that he's got an open relationship. Yeah, he used to PT at my gym, and I was saying to him, I was like, how in your mind can you let your missus go with another? He's like, but I feel powerful when I do it because I own her, so I can. When she asks me, can I do it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll give you permission. It's like power.
That's fucked.
But I'm like,
That's
nah,
fucked.
bro,
That's
you're
fucked.
not right.
That's fucked.
You're
That's
not
fucked.
right.
But see, I think it comes down to like, and I think a lot of men are not honest about this. Not honest about this. So because they're not honest about it, they fear what they say might come across wrong. For example, if I'm dating a girl and she's dating other people, I'll say, yo, I don't fucking like that. I don't want you to. Straight up.
But then you have to come to
Because that's the Turkish. Bro.
I don't like it.
And get home, yeah, and cook some food.
What you can talk, Ali.
In,
No, but I don't
in
like
New
that.
York, in New York, when they date, it's quite common and frequent from what I heard my mates live in New York, that you sleep with multiple people.
Yeah.
And the girl's like, well, if you want me to stop sleeping with these guys, you need to make us official.
Yeah. Oh, you need to say it.
Yeah, so the girls there are like, look, if you want that, I need the same from you. And I think that that's an important part of the partnership because all it takes is one person to abuse that part. But what I enjoy about being in a relationship is there's a big part of my brain that no longer has to search and destroy.
Yeah.
So because that bit's gone to relax, I can focus on more present things. The amount of time I would spend on Hinge.
Work actually gets
2
better.
years ago, whatever, yeah.
Work actually
Like I'm in the middle of writing a book, my first book, I'm on Hinge swiping. Like now I can put that mechanism to bed.
Yeah.
Do you think it's funny that we like everyone like even like when you're very single or whatever, you want to do all of that stuff, but at the same time you're actually just searching to chill with someone?
Every intelligent man will quit the game for the right woman.
Yeah.
My G.
Actually,
Clip that.
Next question.
I was going to say,
clip
even
that
Ali.
shit.
Is that
Can
why
we
Darren
clip
has
that
it?
shit?
Because he's not
Even
intelligent.
Ali, think of
Think of Ali.
That's nice, bro.
Well, cheers, man.
That's very nice.
Who had
Alima,
the best
shut up.
game? Who had the best game when it comes to women?
Diren.
Diren.
Why did you ask that question, bro?
I was hoping you man would
All
grill
right, Alima,
and say something
I've
else
never
there.
said this on a podcast before. It's all right, Darren. This was when he first became newly single. He just broke up for marriage, all of that. There's several. They were about 3 nights apart. There's about 5 occurrences, but we're leaving neighborhood in Bondi, right? These 2 girls are getting into a cab. We've just walked out the bar. We haven't seen these girls. They weren't even drinking in the same bar as us. And he stops her from closing the door. And he speaks for like 20 seconds. Her friend's like, no. And she's like, I'm sorry. And leaves with Darren. And I'm like,
Do you know what?
Do you know what it is? It's because Diren goes like this with his sides. You all right, though? His voice drops.
Yeah.
Yeah, you good. You good.
You're
Yeah,
good.
you
but
good. You
I
good.
caught a
Where you
glimpse of
lot
this
coming
one.
from? What bar was it?
What with the sexy?
Yeah,
Which was crazy. He
What
was
hills are
loyal
they?
in a relationship for 8 years. And 3 weeks later, he just goes,
Hell yeah.
But that's why it is. It's not a game, is it? It's just natural social interaction.
Yeah.
well, why
Because
hasn't
if
he
you
got
just
that on a
see him-
podcast?
But that, you know that time I've never actually been free. That was the first time I
But
was
Darren,
free.
you don't. That's shit that you've learned from early, bro. Because you cannot. You have the smoothness. You don't understand. Sometimes I could bring you. I think who was I saying? There's 2 people I know in the world. I won't even mention either. But you have such smoothness with the. I know, like I'm not back in the day. Yeah, you've slowed down a bit now. But you have such smoothness with girls. It's a joke. I've never seen anything like it.
Honestly, it's what Jade said. It's not
Social
about it's
interaction.
people interaction, which is why I think
Shut
I like.
up, bro.
And
You're right, though.
it's
no,
intimidation
you're
as well.
right.
He's not intimidated by
not
women,
intimidated.
and it's a lot of men are intimidated
can
by
you
women
drop us
because it's a hard thing to speak to.
What
one.
you said something like, this is going to be a mistake.
Oh, okay.
All right, go on then.
Look
Okay,
into
so
the camera.
basically-
Look into the
Drop the
camera.
voice.
What happened?
Drop the
I'll be
voice as
honest.
well,
This
please.
is when I broke up with. I had like 7
girls.
7 years. No. This was like after a very long period of time, 7-8 years.
Okay.
And I saw this Greek girl in a bar in Sydney, Greek, Australian. I walked up to her. She goes, "Hey, where you from?" I said, "Listen, I'll be very honest with you. I was engaged. I've been with the same woman for 7 years. I've never made a mistake in my life, and I want you to be the first one."
Mashallah, brother. Hello, bro. Hello.
And wait, listen to this. And she looked at me. She looked into my eyes. She paused for like 5-6 seconds. She was checking if I was being honest or not. She said, "Give me 5 minutes. I'm gonna grab my bag."
Hey, it's mad. Darren, man, I'm not gonna lie, your game is mad.
And this and honestly, this comes from pure honesty. Like pure honesty. And I think that is where a lot of men go wrong. They pretend to be someone else. and they just need to be very fucking just real with who they are.
you
Even
know-
if you're boring, just own that.
You know, there's a lot
Early, innit?
a lot of guys seem to think that all women want a relationship. But the thing is, there are a lot of girls out there, you don't know where they are in their lives. And maybe they just want to go for a nice meal, drink some wine and fuck and never see you again. And there's a lot more women than men think that just want to do what men do.
Yeah.
But there's these stigmas and stereotypes. So what I found from a few years ago is just being straight with women. Like, you know, I'm in London for 2 months. I'm going back to Australia no matter what. I can't get a visa, so you're fucked. Do you want to go for dinner? Do this, whatever. Just be honest and be like, and they're like, okay, cool. But when a guy starts trying to be the perfect man and, you know, then you're being someone you're not, trying to get something you want, and it's just stupid.
I have no game. I just wait until
you do,
something.
you do.
Yeah, but
I wait
Alima,
until
you don't
something-
need game. I'm not beating you up, but you don't need game.
But I feel like you just wait until you know somebody's in, and then you're like, okay, cool. So, you know what I mean?
But
Then
Alima,
I'll
when
go.
you walk in somewhere, yeah, like,
You're there,
you
bro.
look at you, everyone's like, raw. Look at me,
Who's
bro.
that?
When
Ali,
I'm
you got-
walking
bro,
through the door,
nah,
look at me
come
walking
on,
through the
Ali.
door, look.
Ali, you got
Of
energy,
course,
bro.
like, he's a
And
technically
Alima
disabled,
walks-
innit?
But Ali, you know, but I feel, I don't know. I feel like you always know. So yeah, just no point.
There are some beautiful women, and the only thing they want in a man, Ali, is to not be cheated on. So
Yeah, it's true.
you're perfect.
Thank you very much.
But you know what you said though about some women might want to go out and just shag whatever it is. It's from that element of freedom and not caring is where you actually see people's true colors. And then if something happens authentically, that's when it happens
And
to stick.
I've been on dates before where we're not even getting on, but we know we're just here to have a few drinks and
Yeah.
have sex. So it doesn't matter. It's not about compatibility. It's about making it to 9 p.m. so it's an acceptable time to dart out.
Your confidence comes from, I don't know if you've said it, when your dad, when you took you to Turkey, in front of a football team saying, my son knows how to break dance, and you're there in front of a football team now, that is.
My dad, I was saying this. I was saying, listen to this, Alima. My dad, listen, it's true.
And he's thinking like this.
It's true. You know what? It's because
Like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Tell that story.
that TikTok. No, it's because what I was saying, I said this on the tour actually. I was saying my dad has put me in so many awkward situations where now I've been at the worst of the worst where man don't feel shy. Yeah, I don't care. Like we can't. But we put wigs on.
Bro, see when I do my content, yeah, I always go to my videographer. I go, Ewan, not now, because there's 3 people walking down the street, and then I go, okay, let's go. I look around, I'm like, okay, fucking wigs
He
on,
doesn't
go.
care.
Darren on my road had a fucking red bra, blonde wig. He's chatting to me normal. Right? There's builders right there. I'm like, Darren, bro, what are you doing? He's like, nah, it's calm. I'm like, right, no shame whatsoever. You got no shame. It's mad.
Bro, I think with what the social media thing as well. If some of you, all of us here have to have no shame when we're doing stuff, though, or nothing's gonna happen, bro. It's like filming in a gym. If people are there and you're like, shit, let me wait till everyone goes, you're messed up.
You know what?
Boy,
Ali does it. Ali does it in the hoodest bodybuilding
I don't
gym.
care.
But I feel like they're used to it now. I feel
Yeah,
like, but
everyone's
let me
used to
let me
it.
say this, right? Back in the day, 2017, nobody was filming themselves with tops off. Bradley Simmons was the only person I knew, and I remember the first time he goes, "Paul, we're going to film in this gym. Take your top off," and I was like, "Bro, no."
Yeah.
But then we got abuse, as you do, and everybody started doing it.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, okay."
It's just normal. Yeah.
That's the way it works.
I saw
then,
2 people making a TikTok on the beach yesterday, and like a year ago, I'd have been like,
Yeah, it's normal.
weird. And then I was like,
It's mad.
it's just
Jade
normal.
does the same thing when he tells people he doesn't like them, bruv. He just straight up tells them,
Yeah, he does.
That's Jade, bruv. That is Jade.
Bro, do you know there are parts in the world where people are just honest? Like, I think it's like Amsterdam or Germany. Or
Germany.
Like Amsterdam as well. Like, hey, do you want to go for lunch today? No.
Yeah.
And
Dutch people, ugh.
and I quite rate that in some respects. Like, one thing about British culture that annoys me is how overly nice we can be.
Yeah.
And like, you know, sometimes just say, do you want to hang out? Not really. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Like, don't take it personally, but like, you got to be honest with each other. Me and him are honest with each other sometimes way too much. People need it.
Yeah.
I think so too, though. I'm pretty. Bit of a,
Such a waste of time when you don't.
yeah, but if
Imagine
you don't
how
want
much
to do
time
something,
you
you
waste
don't have
just
to do it.
being forced.
Yeah.
Yeah, to do something. Yeah, of course. Like these podcasts, Darren's trying to get it sorted for fucking ages.
Yeah, I know, but it's hard to bring
It's so
everyone
hard.
together. And I was
It's
like,
so
we
hard.
need Smith while he's here, bro, before he ducks out, man.
Just
is
for the
hard.
views, is it?
Yeah.
He's
Got any more questions? Or not?
Alima, is that
If there's any, with
Do you want to have
big-
a look at him? Do you
Yeah,
want to have a look
if
at him?
there's any big hard words, I'll do it.
Alima, is that the jumper you was gonna buy at Diren for his birthday, but you put it on?
Smith, listen to this. I'm thinking, listen to this. I think it was on my birthday. It
was cold, bro.
Let's do something, right? They're like, let's do something. I said, okay, cool. Let's just go eat at jerk place. Where were we going?
Tell them I paid as well.
Where were we going?
Rum kitchen.
No. We were going to an event after.
Why are you whispering into him, mate? You're on a podcast.
We were
Sonny Webster thing.
Yeah. We were going to see Sonny inside, right? And then Smith.
Smith ain't listening to you right now.
No, he's doing something.
He's organising lunch. Sorry.
Okay, go on.
We go somewhere, and I'm like, bro, Lima and Ali have disappeared, man. I think they're going to give me a little gift, bro. I think they gave me a little gift. And Lima comes with a new jumper. I'm like, Rod, I think they got me a Calvin Klein jumper. He just puts it on. I was like, Rod, bro, I thought you got me a gift. These man didn't bring me anything, bro.
No.
Even try and pay. I nearly paid for the fucking meal, bro.
No. Listen to me. When you called Alima said we're in Calvin Klein, so you got
But how good was Hans Zimmer? Everyone was here except.
He's in Australia, man.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Do you know what's mad? That you're only here and you're fucking off already. It's mad because it's like you like your Australian friends a little bit better than us, bro.
He's coming back next month.
No, I don't live there for the people. I live there for the life.
I love that. He just said that he doesn't like you Australian fucking ass. Remember that.
How many of my mates are Australian?
I don't.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
Well, the people you live with are English, aren't they?
Yeah.
And nice to you.
There you go.
Yeah, nice.
People talk about how cliquey British people are. I'm like, no, okay, yeah.
Smith lives in that movie, Yes Man.
Mate, you got...
If James said to one of them, man, like, pull your trousers down, I'm gonna whack up your backside. They do it.
You should see my mates from uni. One of them had such a big cock that it was like it was a curse for him in the end because it became like a party trick, right? No names, Alex Walters. So like it got to the point where I'd be like, get your dick out, and he'd go, oh Jimbo, no. And then you'd ask him 3 times to get it out. So the second time he's like, no. And then I'd be like, come on, show me. He's like, okay. But then every time I went to a house party, he just knew he'd have to get his dick out to show people because it was like the part. But then it actually kind of like ruined his life a little bit. So he was yes man.
Oh, because the girls don't enjoy it.
I couldn't have friends that are yes men. I'd be like you're fucking not for me. But you say that there's a difference between a yes man and a good man, right?
Yeah, of course.
Let's say Sven has
Should
never
put the questions
said,
up earlier.
Sven is like that's the best man. Do you know, like there was one time, I don't know, I was drinking in anyway, and I needed to get something from my house, and Sven got it for me. I was like, that's just a good friend. That's a good friend. I would not expect anybody to do what Sven does for me.
But that's like Jade. Remember when he swam and bought you a drink?
Yeah.
He's not a yes man, but he's a good friend,
man.
And it's not his fault that you can't swim.
You know what? When I saw him coming back,
imagine having a boat day where you can't even enjoy the water, bro.
Mate, when I saw him swimming, so all these motherfuckers, we got a boat and a beat. I'm sitting on the fucking boat. They're like, all right, we're all going to jump off and go to the island and get drinks. I was like, oh, where is yeah?
Do you know this is just a lie? He does it so he pays less on the boat.
Exactly that. But Jade, man, when I see you coming back with the drink and the ale and stroking, I was like, you know what? Jade's racist, but he's all right.
Oh, he's going to have the racist name now.
Do you know what's annoying about this, right? You can paint someone as being a racist without evidence.
He's not a racist.
No, but you can do it without evidence. Okay. You call someone transphobic, you can do it without evidence. You call someone a bigot, you can do it without evidence. Like, if I was to call him a sex offender, you need evidence. If I was to call him a theft, I need evidence. If I call him a murderer, I need evidence. There are things you can call people nowadays that can ruin their reputation without evidence. And racist is one.
I've got a few videos.
But the thing is,
you're not saying it's ruining his reputation.
I'm not, because Jade's my friend, and I wouldn't be friends with a racist. You know what I mean? But it's kind of.
Isn't it crazy that suddenly all these things like you can you're homophobic. Okay. Like if someone was in the in-betweeners, they're like, huh, gay. Like you say that now. You say that now, you're homophobic.
Still kills me.
There could be nothing you've ever done in your life that's homophobic at all, but straight away you're cancelled. J.K. Rowling, have you seen it's the 25-year anniversary of Harry Potter?
What happened?
And the cast members.
For some there was
she said only women have babies.
And she got.
So now she's been cancelled.
Who else has babies?
She didn't get invited to the 25-year anniversary of Harry Potter. Oh. And the interviews, they're not allowed to mention her name or talk about her.
Wow.
Of Harry Potter.
All the cast have disowned her.
Wow.
Because she said only women can have babies.
Who else can have babies?
Can I ask
What's
you a
your
question?
thoughts, Alima?
Who else can have babies?
What's my thoughts on all this?
There's a documentary out with a guy called Matt Marsh.
No, do you know what I always say? I say, I think, who said it? Ricky Gervais said it in one of his things that I was
The one
watching.
he got cancelled for.
Yeah.
Yeah, quote carefully, blood.
Yeah, I will do. But he said that certain things that you said, he said that you said now, 20 years ago wouldn't have been a problem. Do you know what I mean? If he said what, like, what was that quote that you just said? If he said only women 20 years ago, nobody would have batted an eyelid. But I think as the time goes on, just stuff is changing. So
Where are we going to be 20 years from now?
This is what I'm saying. What I'd say about all this, Ali, is I stay right out of it.
You stay in your lane.
I stay in my
Nah,
lane.
man,
bro.
I'll fucking speak my mind about this shit. Bro.
Do you really, yeah?
Yeah, 100%.
I know James did. James did one time. And do you know what it is, though? I feel like it's not directly affecting me. So why should I? Do you know what I mean? Why will I get involved?
It might later.
Well, Black Lives Matter directly affected me. Do you know what I mean? So when fucking, what's his name? Ben Carpenter fucking sends me a message that he wants to do content with me out of nowhere when Black Lives Matter is happening, I'm like, fuck off, mate. You know what I mean? Do you know
Is that
what I mean?
what happened?
Yeah. So that's why inside of me, I'm like, what now? What, do you know what you want to have? So that's the shit that fucking, you know what I mean? So that was about me. I think that affects me.
When things start happening at your kids' schools, that's when it'll be a problem. Because
like, I'll put it this way, just before you go on. I went to the Premiership Rugby, sent me to the final of the match there, and I brought me 2 little girls with me. Girls toilet, right? And my 2 little girls went into I was like, I can't go in there. I was like, Leah, take her in there. If, let's say, somebody that I thought could hurt them, you know, like if I see other females, sometimes I'm like, I everybody that walks in there, like, I'll fuck you. You know what I mean? I'll fuck you up in my head. I'm like, okay, I'll take her out. And, you know what I mean? Like, that kind of bothers me. Do you know what I mean? And that's the only thing that I've ever thought about that would bother. Or if there was a match, my Leah's she's a sprinter. Say if she lost or something like that because I think there was somebody that identified.
Skateboarding championship. A guy, former Navy SEAL, won a skateboard championship, got $10,000. Second place got nothing.
It was the one that
Leah Thomas, the swimmer.
Again, the MMA one. Remember that?
Cracked skulls.
And if that was my little
skull.
That was my little girl.
I'm pretty sure it's the first time a female fracture's been skulled. Skull's been fractured. But then these are the things. But again, if we look at extremist parts of history, like even World War II, some horrendous things that happened, they happened bit by bit. And it's very easy to say to someone at the Holocaust, like, that is one of the worst things that happened. But people remain silent for all the years coming up to it. And it was just an inch, then another inch, then another inch. And this isn't me saying I want to like outcast or anything like that, but we do need to start having these conversations, because if you wait until it only affects you, it might have already got too much momentum to stop. Yeah. And I've got a young family member, and I said to him, I was like, what's it like at school? And he goes, kids now are saying things like, oh, I'm non-binary to get protection. Now they get special treatment from the teachers, and also if you get bullied at school, getting bullied for me was one of the best things that happened to me, making me a thick skin. But now all these kids play cards together, and they're like, oh, I've got my non-binary card, I'm untouchable. But then they're growing in numbers because of that. And I'm not saying it's all of that, but now you've got a group of kids that, like, you know that they can bypass the teacher's authority, they can bypass the bullies. Someone gives them a bit of shit, they go, miss, I'm non-binary and I'm getting bullied because of it.
What's non-binary? Sorry, lads, I'm fucking lost.
Where you don't assign yourself to either gender or any gender.
Any gender, yeah.
This is how much I stayed on the fucking what? Non-binary?
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. You're coming with genuine innocence in you don't know what it is. And I'm like this with these conversations. If I don't know something, if I say, what's your name? What's her name? And she's like, I'm not a her. I'll be like, well, I didn't fucking know that, obviously. You can tell my intention's not bad. Why don't you educate me?
Ignorance is being portrayed now as a bad thing. Now,
so that's me being ignorant, right?
Yeah, but that's not a bad thing. Because you don't know. And the debate should be education, understanding, but it's not. If you're in Canada, they've made it legally, it's now illegal to get someone's pronouns wrong. So now someone gets your pronouns wrong, they could be like, very in a lot of trouble at work. We're like, whoa. When do we get past the stage we're not allowed to say things? And anyone listening to this podcast, use the comments on YouTube if I have got something wrong here. But there's now 76 or 78 accepted genders outside just male and female.
Raw.
And there are a lot of them. And the pronouns are like ze, them, ze, he, she, them.
Way. Yeah.
So like this is just the landscape.
See how that stresses the email.
I don't know. I'm an astrophysicist, and I've done quite a bit. You might not know, but like I do, a lot about science. I love biology and stuff like that.
Gender and sex are separated. So sex is what your kind of like biology says.
Okay,
Gender is how you feel.
This is something that I'm
Gender's how
totally
you feel,
different
yeah.
now. So gender is a different thing to sex.
Before we thought sex and
Okay.
Sex is
gender
XY.
ran in line. And do you know what?
So this is why I don't even know what this him, his, hers, and all. So
Yeah, so-
that's a
So,
gender.
so you got sex where we kind of have two, but then there's intersex, which kind of really blurs the lines because some people are born with like a mixture of both.
Yeah.
But then gender is how you feel.
From the
And-
Gender's how you feel.
And there are legitimately, I've even got a family member that grew up in a boy's body, but you could tell he was friends with girls. He used to like wearing dresses, whatever.
Yeah.
And like that shouldn't be deterred. You shouldn't be like, oh no, you can't be that. You should be able to express
Exactly,
it however he
exactly.
wants. So sometimes sex and gender don't align. There are some people that don't feel like they cater to either, and that's also completely fine.
Yeah.
But then because of this, there's almost like a little bit of a cause that's been hijacked. And I think it started in like the 60s up to the 90s, the postmodernists. You've got these three like scholars that pretty much tore down objectivity. And they were like, nothing is actually a truth. The truth is really your ideas and your feelings about something. Okay. And they've kind of got like a witches, right? Back in the day, you would chuck them in a well. If they drowned and they stayed on the top, they were innocent. If they went to the bottom, they were guilty. Either way, they were
die
dead
anyway.
Yeah, so
So
like,
Lima would have been fucked.
do you know,
fucking hell, bro.
if you think about it, all the first books that were ever printed were about how to discover witches, right? So when you've got something where you're fucked either way, you can't get in a discussion with these people because either way you die.
Yeah.
You're a witch one way or you're a witch another.
But this is where I come. I just think, each to their own. If you do whatever you fucking do,
So
do whatever you feel.
So I'm
but
the same as you, right?
That's why I stay out. That's why.
I genuinely don't care. I genuinely
that's
don't care.
exactly
If you're a good person, it
That's
really
exactly
makes
it.
no difference to me. And well, if you're a good person, like in my
What
eyes,
if it was your
I
kid?
won't.
If it was my kid,
doesn't
now this is
matter.
one thing that I said. I'd fucking whatever you want to be, you fucking be it to the. I would accentuate it and make them make loads of money and ads out of it.
But
I'd accentuate whatever they want to be.
And I don't
I'd
think
be
anyone at this
flying.
table we haven't got a problem with any of that. The problem we have is the people that are clearly just hijacking the trend.
Yeah.
And trying to get people to conform to their ideologies. And, if Ali was to sit there and try and convert me to Islam, I'd be like, mate, you need to respect how I see the world. You need to respect how you respect your side of the world. And we have our different opinions, but we can coexist. Salam alaikum, my brother. But a lot of people that have these ideologies now need everyone to conform to it. And we're seeing corporate structures, Ubers turning into rainbow flags.
it's a different mindset, isn't it? Because a lot of people will see, say male, female and genders as a way of excluding people from, if I'm not male, female, now society is exclusionary.
Yeah.
Whereas I think in a lot of instances, not all instances, you create male and female in society in the same way that you create political parties so that you can better serve a mass group of people.
Very correct.
Because as soon as you start diluting that into however many genders you just mentioned there, you now have to serve all of those people. So the quality of life reduces because you can't put as much effort and attention into one particular pocket. Okay. And that's literally why political parties exist. People will have beliefs in one particular area. So now that majority can serve those people because it's much better to serve 65% of people really well than serve 100% of people badly.
Okay. Right, yeah. Okay.
And we're never creating an argument. Like, I don't think before this, let's say 10 years ago, if we were to do this podcast in 2010, none of us would have a problem with anyone. But now, like you say, the people are trying to, it's identity politics, isn't it? It's literally where people are trying to break down the system in any way they can to obtain power. And it does concern me a long way. But the thing is, and one thing that I heard on Rogan yesterday talking about, this woke movement, although it concerns me, it's in the right direction because they obviously want people to be happier, to be more included, all of those things. But yeah, I feel like some of it can go a little bit too far. And I think when it just comes
Some
to this-
people love to be a victim, man.
I think that's a massive thing, victim mentality, isn't it?
They
Out there?
love that, bruv.
But I feel like the only people that are like that, they don't have anything else going, so they need. This is their spark.
something to keep them busy.
Something to get them going.
That's right. If they did, I
if they
don't
did,
think
they wouldn't
like.
be.
Which is why you're saying I don't give a fuck what anyone's doing. Like,
Yeah.
do you what makes you
I
happy?
just want to wear a wig and post videos
Comes
out my
down to
back garden.
personality though, doesn't it?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if you're a knob, if you're just a knob, then regardless of what you identify as or what
Exactly.
you do in life, you're going to be a knob.
Exactly.
So you'll go, right, I'm a woman, I'm going to be a man.
Do you want to hear a
You know,
quote?
if you're a good person, you'll just continue to be a good person and people will like you.
Yeah.
But if you're not, you'll go out of your way to draw attention, create divides, create tension. And that's what is ruining it for me.
Here's a quote for you. Hurt people hurt people.
Jeez.
Jeez.
So if you're hurt from your parents not loving you or growing up in fucking abandoned by whatever, you then want to do that further. People that are physically abused. Those that are sexually abused end up sexually abusing. So hurt people. Yeah. So some people were born with some fucked up shit in places we couldn't even imagine. Now they need to do that to other people, but I think they use social justice as a guise to protect themselves.
It's them projecting.
It's them wanting to be cruel and bully people online, but they use the umbrella of social justice to say, this is, I'm doing this because I care about these people. So then I get attacked on Twitter, wherever. They're doing it. They're just mean people that are hurt, and they're doing it under the guise of a purpose because they've never really had a purpose or never really had any passion in their life. Imagine you go after someone and go, you're a bigot. You're a homophobe. They're passionate about the one thing in their life. So then suddenly, imagine the biggest thing you've got going for you is social justice, to see people be politically correct. It's a sad state of affairs, but hurt people.
It's like I listened to Joe Rogan, Ryan Holiday yesterday, and they're talking about like corporate structures and the fact that if you work for a dick boss, then you become a dick boss because your mentality isn't, I was victimized. It's that when I become a boss because I was victimized, it's acceptable for me now to do it to somebody else because it was done to me.
So in the military as well.
In relationships as well.
Yeah. In the military, people get
Michael Scott.
Michael Scott.
Who's that?
The Office. Do you watch The Office?
No.
You haven't watched The Office?
Man's seen Avengers 54 times.
Have you seen The Office? The Office. Bro, you need to watch The Office, bro.
Do you know who Dwight Schrute is?
Yes.
Do you know who Dwight Schrute is?
Who's that?
Wow.
If I see a video or picture, I'll
clip that. You clip that, you delete that.
You're done.
Yeah,
that's bad PR for you.
Who?
The Office. Have you watched The Office?
No.
Beat Bearers.
Bro, it's the...
How did you watch The
Michael!
Office?
Bro, I love it.
Michael! Because he has a beard like that, he can't watch The Office.
What, Alima? Did you try to cancel me? What, because I got grown up?
Where do you watch The Office? Where do you watch it?
What do you mean? On Netflix.
You're
Don't take that, bruv. Why you hitting him like that?
Yeah, bro, The Office. You never heard of it?
Why can't he watch The Office, bro?
Ali, be honest. Whose Netflix account do you use? Because you don't pay for your own account.
Shut up.
Guys,
Yeah.
wrap this up, bro. We need to do this more often.
Oh yeah. I don't know who's
Don't
clipping
talk to
this
Alima
episode,
about
but she's
wrapping
gonna be
up.
busy.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm gonna get bare clips for everyone.
Never.
Don't worry.
Yo, can she send it today?
Ali. Oh my god, bro.
Content,
Do you remember that time in Ibiza? Remember that time in Ibiza?
How did you survive doing content with Lima?
Hey, Diren,
But I'm waiting for edits from 2017.
Can
Do
you
you know
tag me
what's
on
mad?
LinkedIn?
James Smith, you do a video with James Smith and he'll want that straight away. I need to sound sync. I need to edit. I need to make sure there's continuity. I need to make sure the
sweat, tears.
You
story's
see
flowing
Alima
through.
when he edits, but he almost stresses. He does this thing, yeah. He looks on his phone, he goes, all right, I'm supposed to do this one, and I'm supposed to do
Hey, you've
this.
got to make sure it's perfect.
make sure
The thing is, James is quick. James goes, but I understand that that's a way that it can go. But I feel like if I look at a video and my right hand was on the table, and then in the next scene my left hand is in, I'm gone, and everybody else will like it, but I'll fucking
Smith
kill me. It'll
looks-
kill me.
I'm not gonna lie, I think I've got a good balance of both, of how you're both styles. But Smith is not more so a perfectionist with that. He's more so about the message of what the video. I think so.
Yeah.
The message says, this video is implementing what a jiu-jitsu guy would do if someone was to rob him. Not his hand should have been here, right? Yeah.
Right, I'll put it this way. Look, that's the book I'm reading now. The
fit?
science of
Is it called fit?
storytelling. Right, so I'm learning about like the changes and building up curiosity, and do you know what I
You
mean?
listened to 1 minute 59.
Of the ninth chapter. Of the ninth chapter. Introduction.
Welcome to.
But yeah, it's all about building up curiosity. So that's why I can't just post something. And then Smith's like, bruv, have you got that edit ready yet? I'm like, well, I haven't edited it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, remember the one that we did with Sven, and I had to get the angles of everybody smiling and laughing and then to the beat of the song and stuff. You can't just, it takes time. It takes time. That's
Mine
it.
don't take that long.
Because you're just
We
chatting,
know.
man.
We know.
we know.
But yours are brilliant. You're just pumping out. But it can
It's
be, yeah.
like, it's the way you've
It's
implemented how you've done someone else's content. To whoever that guy is on YouTube in fucking
can you,
Afghanistan. or
Diren's still
something.
searching.
when
He's
you
gonna
say-
find
I'm
him.
searching for that
He's
guy,
gonna
bro.
find him.
Who's he copied in Dubai or Afghanistan or Turkmenistan? You know?
Right, don't sue him yet till he's getting a few more views on it.
Just make sure you tag me on LinkedIn, all right?
But Ali, you've done your own thing. You've left Diren's, bro. I remember when Diren sent me a message. Look at this dickhead, bro.
No,
Hey, Elima,
And then
do you
Elima
remember?
used Ali for skits.
Elima, do you remember when he said to me, he's like, your content's good now, so what I want you to do is go all the way back and delete all that shit.
Oh, mate, brilliant.
Lads, it's been fun.
Guys,
been great.
thank you for coming. Smith, it's nice to please come more often. Peace.
Love you.
Love you guys. Boom. And by the way, if you're listening to this,
Shut up,
share
Diren. It's
it.
over, bro. It's over. Let's go, bro.